We left the room for you.
Get off work till 6:30.
We felt so bad that Grog didn't go to explore with us.
Let's have someone do the recap, and it can't be Josh. And it's probably not going to be me, because I'm not good at it, so... Alright.
Oh, it's me?
Well, who hasn't done one anyway? Like, has Anna done one?
I've done one.
I think I've done the fewest.
Alright,
I've only done one as well.
Well, he'll do it, and then maybe you'll do it next time.
So we decided to go to a temple that was at a graveyard because graveyards are next to temples.
Behind the graveyard, I think. Not necessarily at one.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't that one, then it would be a cemetery.
It would be a mausoleum.
When we went inside, we found some holes that we climbed down. And
you and what's your name, Hugh?
Yeah,
Climbed down some.
And I was too scared, so I just didn't go down all the way.
Which apparently is a sad shame, as the DM seems to be hinting all the time.
I just tease people. Don't take what I say.
It may or may not be a sad shame.
I literally mock people for everything. Like, that's part of being a DM. It's how you deal with your stress.
Then we were able to find the first level of the dungeon. And then I almost died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
at Ku's hands.
Ku trying
You're blaming Ku for that.
Oh yeah. She went up and she's like, ooh, it's a shiny thing, and she dumped it out and set off a trap.
And we were able to find some things, and then we found an open door where it previously was unopened.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let it be established, this dungeon is super weird.
What do you
There's
mean?
like snakes that are like, you can have this spear.
Oh yeah, I have a spear.
If you want. Also, I have a skull inside of my mouth that's the thing that's actually talking to you.
The snake's just there to help
And there's
out.
corpses and living statues. Also, what else was I thinking about?
The shadow.
I don't remember a shadow.
In this room.
Oh yeah,
yes.
no. The thing that I needed to joke about was I need to teach you how to dive out of a room right before things happen. It's helped me out.
Alright.
And now here we are in the present time. I'm not sure why I'm describing these past events. We were all there, so...
Well, you know, it's to recap in case people forget, because you'd be surprised how often people do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I forget all the time.
Well, it is a joke.
Plus, it also lets me hear what you guys thought, which is important, because I need feedback.
And we left the room for Grog to go explore because we felt bad that, you know, he wasn't able to be with us. So we're like, hey, we'll leave this room open for him.
And he was still a blog, so he would like to have a room.
That's true.
Yeah, she would.
So,
we're gonna go...
Grog as a blog, you've come to your senses with the book, and you're standing sort of by the entrance. You know, your teammates went further in, and yeah, what you gonna do, Grog?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
I will continue eating my charisma roll. Armed with my newfound knowledge of Beldum, I will look around and realize that I'll look around and realize that nobody is there anymore because I was so engrossed in that book. And let's see. So I don't really know which direction everyone went.
Everyone went to your right.
Well, Blog doesn't know that. So,
well, you probably saw him on the corner of your...
So Blog will venture to the left because the right was where that freaky room was.
Fair enough.
You probably got up when we were in this hallway. Like what he's saying.
What?
We were in this hallway.
Oh, you were?
And we, at the last moment.
So as Grog goes down this hallway and he kind of turns to the right because the hallway just turns right, he sees you guys pass at the end of the hallway And he sees there are 3 doors, all of them open on the left, and 1 door at the very far end on the right. And then there's this other hallway branch kind of close up ahead.
Okay, and unburdened by the need to hold the facade of Blog up anymore when no one's around, he's gonna be kind of looking into the rooms as he goes past for smashables.
You find a giant snake. It's about 30 feet long, coiled in a great circle in that room.
Not smashable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or at least not smashable in a satisfying way. It'll just go.
Yeah, not really.
Do you think the thing will be smashable?
Next room.
There are 3 statues of the garden goddess, each kind of out of a different metal.
Hello, metal? No, not smashable. Okay. Smashables?
You see a chained figure struggling against one of the walls, and so it
chained figure.
struggles to kind of go forward, and across the room from it, you see a kind of lever.
Here's the lever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the chained figure.
Yep.
Blog now has an audience, and this figure is in greatly need of his help.
Can I do a perception check?
Okay, go for it.
With dice that I haven't commandeered yet.
Grab the blues.
Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Dice commandeered.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I made it.
That looks good.
15.
I was just
Plus 2, so 17.
Okay. You see there are worn grooves going from the figure against the wall towards the lever, but they get shallower and shallower as they get towards the lever.
Okay. Do I notice anything about the figure?
The figure is draped entirely in black, much like the ones in the room that everyone had a lot of fun in.
How chained
Some more than others.
Both their arms are manacled, which are leading to the wall. There's 2 holes in the wall, it's very small ones that the chains kind of emerge from. And it's got a collar around its neck that isn't actually chained to those, it's chained to its arm manacles.
Okay.
And its feet are entirely free.
This poor innocent man needs your help, Blog.
Yeah, so... But no one's around, so he's Grog.
But he has an audience now. There's a guy in the room.
Yeah, but we saw the other guys in the other room.
But they would have moved
So-
first.
Grog is going to make use of his newfound skills that he learned from the book.
Okay.
And,
Are you dual classing a wizard now?
kind of.
Are you finally dual classing the bard that you were truly meant to be?
What?
Are you finally dual classing the bard you were
Kind of.
finally meant to be?
So, the book allowed me to learn some spells. And, I chose only the spells that related to bells and cowbells. So, I am going to go ahead and, because this is suspicious, I'm going to cast the alarm spell on the room here. It's a string with a bell, correct? Okay, so I will place the string with the bell in front of said character.
Okay.
Probably in front of the lever.
Okay.
And set it to silent mode, so I will get a telepathic alert if it gets triggered.
Fair enough.
And then I will continue down this road.
Alright.
Because he's quite wise when he is not pretending to be other characters that are not wise. Okay.
He does have a wisdom. Okay.
He has a
The
really...
real Grog.
The guy's a
Wisdom is one of his strengths, actually, on here. He's got as much
Well,
wisdom
then
as
you
he
go
has
push
strength.
the lever.
I'm debating it. I really am.
So you
I'll
guys
stand
see-
outside the room with my bow ready if you want.
Alright, so everyone's
we're
kind
just
of
about to
staring
go
at the
in.
doors, and 2 of them have opened. One of them is waiting for the key.
What
You
doors?
assume?
What doors?
You see them standing in front of a bunch of doors leading out of the hallway to move on. And 2 of them have already opened. One of them needs a key, and they're holding the key. And you guys see Grog come by, but you also kind of hear a faint gurgling noise, and you see this kind of shadows come from kind of the hallway behind you towards the torture rack you guys passed and kind of are standing behind of, and Q is gone. As this kind of black tentacle things just like flail and then they're gone.
Wasn't Ku holding the key too?
She drops it.
Okay.
That's why you're here.
Okay, I'll pick
So
up
the
that
key's
key.
on the floor now.
It's mine! Don't touch it!
And Ku just got abducted by something strange. At least you think so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool.
We should
It
totally
is
go on
here.
a wild goose chase. Find the
I am
person who
plastered
will...
against the opposite wall, like, I don't want to be in this dungeon anymore.
And I snatch the key and I turn around and I'll see Grog and be like, Grog, get it back! And I'll squeeze between everybody and
We are handling this much too calmly.
I'll be like, well, she set off all the other traps. I'm actually kind of glad she's not here to set off more.
Yep.
And I'll be like, hey, did you see that one room with the lever thing back there, Grog?
Not did you see all the tentacles jump out and grab one of us, as it could happen again at any second.
Yeah, so Blog was like, never fear, the creature's been vanquished. Haha!
What was in that room then? What did you find?
Vanquishable things. Haha!
As he like
slowly
quietly
walks
blocks
to
the door, blocks the hallways so that you can't investigate.
Aww. I still think there's like something good in there.
You could go around him if you wanted.
I could try.
try.
I don't want to set off traps and be by
Insight
myself
check.
again.
Insight?
Yeah.
The person who had mage hand is gone.
17 plus
Oh boy.
1,
They think I'm lying.
18.
They think I'm lying. Oh no.
Against deception.
What's my deception?
Yeah, what's your deception? So it's a contest. Roll and
What'd you-
roll
what'd you get?
deception.
I rolled an 18, still have to beat an 18.
Oh, 17.
So,
just barely.
Is
You
it
tell him
tie,
what you honestly meant.
is it tie
what
goes
you really
to the
thinking.
defender?
Yeah, tie goes to defender, but
Okay.
But I got
What
a
is-
17 and he got a...
Oh wait, I got an 18, right.
Yeah, so you got an 18. So you beat me by 1.
Okay, okay.
so
So what do I tell him?
tell him what you really think.
Like what,
Don't tell the others, but I just left a trap in there and moved on.
So yeah, so he gets the idea that you didn't actually vanquish anything.
yeah.
And then I'm back into blog mode.
Because you wouldn't tell me anything, you just tell me that I was lying. Or that you were lying.
Basically, he's like, I don't trust this guy. I think I see through his lie.
Pretending, wink.
All right, but nobody else is aware, so
Yeah, so unless
It's
if
all
you...
on me now.
Unless if you feel like going to the room with me, you can tell me and we can both go in together, but aside from that, I've not got enough to try and get past it myself.
He just turns around. Grog is lying. What? You lie!
I want to see what Grog did to the thing.
I'd like to see what Blog did to the thing too.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't go back there. It's already vanquished, and no need to worry about it. We should go through the door.
But I want to see what it was.
I want to see how greatly
What's another one of
you
those creature
vanquished it.
thingies that we saw?
So you want to see the great vanquishing that Blog did. We were not there for that.
Oh, I was gonna convince you to move out of the way, but I rolled a
that
1.
one
roll that one.
to convince me to move out of the way.
Instead you're just like,
Gibba,
well, what would a nat one look like to you? Trying to convince him to move out of the way.
Come on. We know you didn't do it. We know you didn't do anything. I just want to see what you actually did.
You dare doubt Blog?
We know, Blog.
That Blog conquested the villain? Blog's
We're-
never told a lie in his life.
While all of this is happening, Warren has tied a rope around his waist and is trying to sneak it around the knee of Nakia as insurance against being grabbed by tentacles from the darkness. That is my only contribution to this event.
Did it work?
Probably not. You can probably obviously tell. I'm just doing it. I'm just like,
You just like look behind.
She's not really trying to stealth check on you or to see you.
Doing this.
She was
I
just
don't
pretending to like, just trying but failing.
I'm not doing anything to stop her, so
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Gonna
cool
get
with it.
dragged around.
you can just have a.
He's the heaviest person in our party.
You're not wrong. I mean,
So then I turn to Nakia and say, "Hey Nakia, you're like 5 foot taller than this guy. Why don't you just push him out of the way?"
But
We should carry on. Go deeper. Tally ho.
Oh my god, get deeper and tell me no.
No. It's taken care of. Come on.
okay.
I'm gonna roll an intimidation check because.
all right, go for it.
Matters.
It's getting ridiculous. Go for it. What'd you get?
A 3 plus a 4, so 7.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna beat any of their natural.
All right. Fine. If you guys want to go, I'll carry on myself.
Yeah, we want to go. At least.
So, like, you can go to the door and realize they took the key with them. Like, you saw the key, you see the door, and you're just like, that's the door key.
That's not me. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, she's tied to me. Starts walking off.
You're a dorky.
I'm paying attention to when he's walking and when he's
You're not trying to worry about it.
You just finished walking. You just finished tying it. I just start running off.
Well, everybody, you come to this room again, and you see, well, the only person who notices anything weird is going to be Warren. You notice that there's like a small bell kind of just sitting kind of on the floor almost. You know, just there's a little bell that's new. And yeah.
Like,
Just the room struggling thing against the wall, and there's a lever in a small bell.
I knew
is
it.
new.
Alright, you point out the bell. Anyone want to do anything about the bell?
is it possible to disable a trap with that one?
It's
is a
not-
magical
It's
trap.
a magic thing. So if you get within 30 feet, it rings in my head.
Yep. So the bell rings in Grog's
So you
head.
can't really disable it from 30 feet unless you were using like.
Basically, the
Something
bell just
magical,
rang
probably.
3 times for Grog. And so he's like,
Zounds! You discovered me! And he like sounds back.
And he yanks off the blog wig and burns it and says,
No,
and
no,
where'd that other
no,
guy
no.
go? He'll,
No.
I guess we'll never see him again.
Oh no, Blog is still here. Blog is still here until another creature destroys his wig, and then he's back to ground.
is that the rule for that? I don't know.
Only can be removed by force.
The wig is the real character.
And then
Alright.
and then he has 2 more wigs still, so you know.
Are you gonna pull the lever?
Grog isn't really a half-orc.
I might
Grog
pull
is
the
a
lever,
wig on a
but-
regular orc.
Only if you watch my back against that thing over there, and I'll pull the lever.
So do you want me to be in the room?
Yes. I
Okay.
feel safer in the room. Warren, you want to come in here too?
Oh, well, let me look at how much rope I have
The
left.
wig, wig.
I have 40 feet of rope still, so I'm standing outside of the room.
You
Yep.
can come in with us. Alright.
I'm gonna be in the doorway. I'm gonna support from out here.
Blog's like, see,
Healing spells.
totally vanquished. Look, he can't even get the lever.
That's exactly how we left him.
And I vanquished him.
Okay, so Nakia, you're standing in
The
front of
figure
the
is
thing,
still moving.
just like far enough that he can't grab you. And I'm facing the lever.
And I'm
As
pointing
you guys
it.
move
I'm
around,
pointing
you
his,
do
my
notice it
smooth
does not
spear
change
at
its
him.
motions as if it knew you were there.
It just
It's just moving as if it was normal.
okay.
Now or never.
Blog
And I'm also
Warren, last
pointing my
chance
new
to come
spear
in
at
here.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Something
cast
happens.
healing spells from this doorway.
Okay.
I will cast. Blog, hold up. I think I got something for this too. You guys got 10 minutes? You got 10 minutes to wait? I think we got 10 minutes to wait. We got 10 minutes? We got 10 minutes.
You could. 10 minutes isn't really that long. If you can convince them to wait for 10 minutes, you
Okay.
can easily cast a
He starts taking out his cowbell and dancing around in a circle, casting the ritual of Detect Magic.
Oh, okay.
Are you just
Everyone
gonna
gonna let
For
that
10
happen?
minutes, he is dancing with his bell for 10 minutes.
If he gets interrupted, can he keep the spell slot? If he gets
It's a
interrupted,
It's a
ritual.
ritual. It doesn't take a spell slot. So technically, his character has no spell slots.
It just takes 10 minutes. And all of his rituals involve bells of some sort,
Yeah.
including Detect Magic. where
Actually,
he
no.
dances around with
Yours
his cowbell.
takes 11 minutes. Because
Or-
alarm takes a whole minute to set up.
Oh, okay. There we go. Right, so he's dancing around. And if you guys want to do something, you can. But he's got 10 minutes of dancing.
Anybody gonna stop him before 10 minutes are up, or are you just gonna enjoy
I'm just
this?
gonna say you should just pull the lever.
Alright.
Pull the lever, Tom.
Right.
Oh.
So before he can pull the lever, he can finish his ritual.
Oh,
They pull the lever. The lever's actually pretty heavy.
okay, so would I like use my whole weight against
Since
it?
you're small, you're gonna have to roll for this.
Yeah.
Give me I guess you can give me a athletics or a strength one, whichever is better.
My strength
Just raw
sucks.
strength or
So,
yeah.
okay, not saving throw. Yeah. Oh gosh, they both use strength.
That's the point. Whichever's better. If you have a negative in athletics, well,
No, athletics.
yeah, that's the same.
Well,
Just
yeah,
give me a
I-
strength throw.
Because
It's not saving. It's a strength.
I got an
It's
8.
not athletics.
I'm 8. That.
You can't budget enough. It's almost like those kind of weights that you just can't pull off. You're just stuck grabbing a bar.
Okay,
How long do you
Nakia.
spend on this bar, and how long before anyone else gets involved?
Oh, he's still dancing away with his belt. You can't hear anything else.
I'd
He's got his
probably
own-
like hold on to it and try and like pull it down and like wrap my legs around it and
I mean,
be
it's
like,
almost like you're max height up too, so you're kind of
yeah.
hanging.
So yeah, I'd say I'd take a good couple of minutes just trying to do everything to get the body
Anybody
down.
else just gonna do anything for those minutes, or just gonna watch the halfling hang?
You need any help?
Yes, please.
You want to switch places?
I fear to, but okay. I've got a good acrobatics and dexterity.
See,
Hopefully
now
I
you've
can-
frightened us into
Oh boy.
taking 20 minutes out of our day
I know, right?
before pulling a lever.
I can
I'm
do
gonna
it.
pull the lever.
It's the temple.
Grog's just excited to have all these spells he can try.
Alright, so everyone else
These are new.
helping basically? Is Warren coming in the room, or are you just gonna watch?
No, I'm staying out here. If he's gonna pull a lever, I'll stay here and
Grog is
hear
also,
him from
Grog is also out in the
So,
hallway doing his dance.
What's your normal
Needs room.
strength again? Let's see.
+3.
Not bad, not bad. Alright, that's enough. So you both, well, Nakia pulls the lever down and it kind of clicks almost into the wall.
Oh, now you
And
got unreversible.
Berl gets kind of like lowered down, so you're standing on the ground perfectly in like your normal height
No,
as the
I-
lever goes down.
I moved to in front of the.
Oh, so you just stopped doing it when Nakia started?
Yeah, I did. We switched places.
Okay, so as Nakia did it, you kind of gave up like a pansy. And then Nakia pushes in the lever, and
I start
everybody give
lowering
me
down.
everyone give me a perception.
I already know what perception I was
Yeah, but this is a new one.
This is a new now.
Perception. 17.
19.
17.
17, huh? What'd you get?
19.
19, not bad.
Grog doesn't perceive very much because he's still doing his dance. He's,
You perceive nothing. Warren, you are outside. You get disadvantage. What did you roll?
17.
17. Roll again.
Okay.
Disadvantage because you're outside the room.
Make that 7.
Okay. You and Grog are on the same tier there. Grog does a fancy dance.
He's doing the dance
You're
in my
into that.
ear.
it's hard for her to perceive what he's doing.
The two of you that are in the room, basically, you guys kind of hear clinking.
Clink, dink, dink. That's not a bell.
Okay. Are the chains getting longer on the guy?
The chains are sliding out of the wall, and the figure kind of drops to the floor, and the chains keep dropping as well.
Okay.
Leave the room. Leave the room.
Is that all the perception's gonna give us? I got a 19.
Maybe that's all that's happening.
I think that's all that's happening.
Alright,
Do you want to get out of here or see what happens?
I'm very curious to see what happens, but I don't know.
See what happens from outside the room.
You don't see anything.
Oh, yeah.
You don't hear
Oh, I'm gonna
anything
go.
either. All you hear is just cowbells. This is awful ringing in your ears.
Can you focus with this?
Except it's not quite ginger up close because it's manly cowbell.
Alright, I'm gonna edge my way to the door, but I'm gonna kind of hover still
She's heading
inside
to
the
the door.
room.
You guys are
Alright,
both heading to the
you guys head to the door.
Okay.
You're still dancing in the doorway?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Doing my dang ritual.
Okay.
Is 10 minutes past yet?
No, but it's about
probably,
halfway.
Yeah, it's probably been about 5 minutes.
He's still dancing away.
All right, what you guys gonna do? There's
We're just watching.
Yeah.
gonna sit there and watch?
Just gonna watch a
How
little
long are
bit
you gonna do that?
I'm holding my action.
till something happens.
See what
Right.
happens.
The 10 minutes are up. You can cast your spell now.
I now cast Detect Magic.
All right. What does that look like anyway?
So it's a 30-minute area or radius around myself. I can't go through walls. It'll.
Yeah, but how does the magic manifest for Grog?
So he sees a bell. Like everyone, it's like comical, like in like in those like old like Looney Tunes or something, where someone's really hungry and they all start looking like meat. Everyone starts looking like bells, but they look like different bells if they can cast magic or not.
Okay. So what you guys see and hear is you hear this faint ringing in your ears as you're around Grog, and you can kind of see him vibrate just a wee little bit. And Grog,
Unsurprising
you
after
start
10
to
minutes
hear
of shaking
ringing
about.
from a few points. The spear in Nakia's hand starts to ring to you, and as well as the kind of something in Berl's pocket starts to ring. And then the book you have rings.
Something or some things, because don't I have two?
Okay.
And then you hear ringing from the figure as well. And for right now, you also hear back in the kind of doorway behind you guys that had been opened and there was that word, that is also ringing to Grog.
He's like, ringing, and he like points at the guy in there, like ringing.
Hey, you know,
How
like,
far has he gone by this time?
Magic. I hear it everywhere. Magic.
Asking out for whom the bell tolls.
You got magic. You've got magic. You don't have magic.
I do
Technically
have
got magic.
magic.
What?
I do have
That's what I
magic.
said.
I can cast magic.
Listen, that guy doesn't have magic, but you got magic. You got magic. You guys got magic.
So,
Yeah,
what's
how-
the progress with the figure on the floor?
Figure on the floor is slowly kind of just crawling forward, sort of towards the left. They're about one block.
Okay.
The chains are still,
Very slowly.
they're slowed down maybe a little bit, but they're still rhythmic, almost at 1 per second, just little
Okay.
things.
I'm gonna kind of walk in front of him and kind of see if he's like gonna follow me, if he notices or even cares for me.
All right, you're walking in front.
Yeah, kind of like walking to the
You
side.
see nothing changing.
By the way, with Detect Magic, I'm also supposed to be able to tell what school of magic.
You know that this figure has the school of enchantment on it.
Okay.
You also know that the spear in Nakia's hands has the school of necromancy on it.
Ooh.
And you've sensed both necromancy and I think enchantment from Berl's pouch.
Ooh.
And then your book has the school of abjuration.
Okay. So, hey, you, big guy,
Hey, me!
you got Dead Spear, and you got some weird stuff in your bag, man.
The word as well as enchantment.
And there's something over there that I should probably investigate. But first,
Oh, they've already seen it.
first, Blog, you ready to go another round? And he jumps in. Now he's done with his, dance.
It does not react, it just crawls forward as well. It's reaching out its arms to kind of slowly pull it forward. And, it's gonna move forward into the next space that you're in. What you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna smack it upside the head with my hammer.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
I'm
You hit automatically because it's...
Oh,
3 plus strength, right?
oh, that's a 3?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like an 8 from here.
Oh, 3. 3 plus.
Whoa.
Is it 3 plus
That's
strength?
a weird
it is?
collusion.
Yeah, 3 plus strength. What was that?
So that would be a 6.
Okay. So you deal 6 points of damage that doesn't seem to do any damage to it. Your hammer just goes and its head goes, but it doesn't actually There's no noticeable
Okay.
damage. It just knocks the head to the side of it.
Aha! Another vanquished foe, and then he like starts to leave.
Alright.
I told you I vanquished him.
I love how he's still trying to hold up the facade of it.
Vanquished again.
Wait, you know those?
twice before doing this again.
Oh, good.
You know those little boxes where you like flip the lever and then a little hand comes out and pushes it back? What if this is that, but like really slow?
Well,
We'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait and find out.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait and find
As
out.
you wait,
It seemed to acknowledge our presence.
alright, it moves to the next square. And you're gonna wait more? It's gonna take like 5 minutes for it to
Yeah.
get all the way to the lever.
It's been
I'm now
like
aware of things that have to
30
be like, leave the room!
Alright, it goes to the lever, and it starts to like crawl kind of and position itself in a standing position as it kind of climbs the wall to like reaching for the lever.
Okay.
It's supposed
Leave.
its hand on the lever and am I doing anything?
I thought the lever was down.
So,
It is.
So he's got
Grog?
hanging on the wall?
So he's climbing up to it. He's like, kind of like,
because he was like
he was
crawling on his
crawling
fours.
on, yeah, he was
Okay.
like starved man in the desert.
Right.
Now it's crawling slightly and using its hands to like support its weight as it's sort of stand up.
Okay.
He's giving you time to leave.
Where's the orb from again?
Door's behind, it was behind you, the door opposite.
Here.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
So Blog will be like, now that I vanquished the foe, I heard something ringing down this way.
Yeah, it's in the room.
So there's a door right behind you. It was the
Oh.
other side door.
It's hard to tell because it
I
happens.
heard something from here.
Yeah, you see an orb on a pedestal, and there's two kind of like statues on each side.
Okay.
They're like sort of pillars.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
And
I just wanted to explain where my guy
all right. So
he
the
considers it vanquished.
figure pushes as it grabs the kind of the lever. It starts to pull the lever out of the wall, and then just starts to pull. And the lever just starts to come with it as it kind of like slides back and just starts to like pull as if holding a great weight.
This isn't what I was expecting. I was expecting it to push up.
I wonder what's on the other side of that lever that he's pulling out.
That's the 3 statues room. One of gold and one of silver and one of bronze, I think.
And so as this figure just pulls this lever, you notice the lever's actually attached also from a chain as well. So they're both chains on both sides of the wall. And this just keeps pulling it back. And how long are you gonna watch?
Until it's done, I think.
All right, 30 minutes later, it gets back to the wall it came from, and for a moment it just stops and drops the lever, and it just sits there. The lever does not like go to the wall; it's just laying there.
Okay.
Let's check the other room then.
I'm gonna investigate the lever.
Okay,
See
That one.
that one.
that lever is truly something special. You're not sure what, but it's special.
That didn't do anything. At least it wasn't a gnat.
You got a 2.
You got a 2. The lever is made of probably some kind of iron. Old iron.
So can I do anything with the
can
orb
walk
while
right
we're
in.
waiting for 30 minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just walk in and what you gonna do? Pick up the orb?
Can I pick up the orb?
Yeah, try to pick up the orb.
Okay.
Okay, you do. As you pick up the orb, you feel a sense of magic go through you, and it's ringing loudly to you.
Can I put it in my bag?
You can absolutely put it in your bag.
I put the orb in my bag.
All right, you put the orb in your bag.
Okay.
As this has been going on, would that count as a short rest? That's been like an hour of just sitting there.
It hasn't really been sitting there as much as it's been watching something strange happen.
Yeah.
But for this case, I'll let it count as a short rest for everybody. Except, even Grog. Everyone gets a short rest.
Grog
so,
already had a long rest. Or a short rest or whatever over here. So, like, realistically...
Yeah, so you just do your short rest.
And I have no spell slots to recover, so...
Yep, and you're full health.
You couldn't even recover from
You have nothing to heal anyway.
Oh, I don't need to because I'm staying away from spell slots because I don't understand them. And I'm sticking to bells.
Okay, so we come out, and I take it Warren saw everything that went on from the doorway.
Yep. We're just like, what are you guys doing?
Like, I wasn't paying attention. What?
So, Warren, you wanted to go check out the other room?
Okay, this is out of character, but what if that was just a giant lawnmower puller thingy, you know? To start the lawnmower, and pull it.
Yeah, except it's too slow to work.
True.
Set in motion some machinery that
I
we
do-
will not know until the very end. No, sorry, okay.
Yes.
I do want to check out the other room, but can't unless Nakia comes also.
Which room?
The one next door with the statues of the goddesses.
So you said you had 40 feet of rope?
Yeah, but
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, don't know.
25. Alright. Your point is made.
But
Are you
I'll
coming?
just follow you
Oh, you guys
anyways.
are going the other way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over here.
Any change to the other room?
Yeah, there actually is. You see one of the kind of the wall that kind of is adjacent to the other one that the pole kind of happened across from. Mm-hmm. That wall has kind of. It's almost like that wall has been raised, and now you see a grand mural, and it's kind of hard to make out. People give me a religion check first.
Yeah, I'm not with them, so
Yeah.
I'll go back.
A
Oh,
little better.
What'd you get?
just 6.
Oh,
7.
religion is dumb.
5.
14.
7.
Not bad. You got a what?
5.
Okay, so
He
you
got
see
14.
symbols you've seen before. There's a lot of mouth motifs, but these are done in gold. And he sees and notices that there is a great figure, kind of this sort of almost Leviathan-esque thing, in kind of like an Ouroboros style, but it's not actually eating its tail, it's just the tail ends kind of by the head. And there's kind of the wide open gold mouth in the middle. And the teeth of this are actually kind of the points, and they look much like a crown, and you would recognize this as a really old kind of cult symbol.
That's pretty culty.
You wouldn't know maybe much about this cult because it's not something from your backstory, so I can't really just give you a freebie on this. But you do recognize this as a very special
20.
kind of thing that you do know that this is a symbol of some form of, this is really deep kind of stuff. You've seen things like this.
Okay. Now, remind us about the statues. There's gold, silver, and bronze, right?
There are.
Anything in particular about them, again? Are there switches?
Gold
Can
has
we
the
pick
sun.
them up?
The silver has the moon, and the bronze has the star, and you know the heads can be moved. Roll me a... well, no, you're fine. Don't roll me anything.
Okay. I'm going to remove the golden head.
Right? You remove the golden head, and as you do, there are 3 symbols that start to appear on the mural. One is the sun, one is the moon, and one is the star. Only each of them is kind of in a weird position, and there's sort of this kind of opening that you've noticed is actually there, sort of like a slot.
How big is the slot?
Just big enough for a head of the statue that you just took out.
I know, I'm like,
A human head.
I don't want to put my head in. Also, my head is a little big.
Yeah, I don't think they made it with Goliaths in mind.
okay, so there's a sun, a moon, and a star in strange places.
Yeah. So the sun is at the very bottom, kind of near the tail. The moon is sort of, it's kind of like to the side of this side, and then there's the star, which is sort of on the opposite side, so they make sort of a triangle pattern.
And in the center, where the mouth is, with the crown inside?
These are
The
all
crown teeth?
within this grand golden mouth with the crown teeth.
So, but if there's already a sun, a moon, and a star motif, what's the third thing that's needed?
No, there are 3. You just pulled the head off, and
Each of the symbols
just-
has a slight indentation where you could put the shape of the heads of the statues into.
Okay, so I put the sun, the golden one, into the sun slot.
Okay.
I'll grab the silver one
I guess I'll take the bronze,
and put it in the moon.
Alright.
and I'll put the bronze star in the star place.
As you do, you kind of see the statue, like the whole mural kind of seems to like press in a moment, and then it just pushes back and the heads fall out.
You're wrong.
Let's do it in a different order.
So, the sun is at the bottom, so maybe that's the star?
So the sun at each of the symbols on the
The star
mural.
is highest, the moon, and then the sun.
Yes, but each of the symbols on the mural, do they reflect the same
They have the same
Color
symbols on the heads.
color alloy? Is the sun gold on the mural like the gold sun head?
There is no coloring on these kind of symbols.
So let's put the sun on the top, the moon on the side, and the star at the bottom, just for the heck of it.
Okay. So, you guys gonna do that?
Yeah.
But sure, we're just trying
As you put them all in, you hear this kind of hiss. And then nothing else.
And the heads are staying in the wall.
They watch right in, they don't move, they seem to be fine.
Okay.
Well, we did something. Okay. I think
Shall
I'm done
we,
with this.
check the other room
Yeah.
with
If you're
the statue dude?
more than welcome to.
I'm gonna do that then.
Okay.
I poke my head around to where the statue is and the giant lever.
The statue is actually moved. It's looking at one of the walls now with its hand just
Which
like
one?
this.
This one?
Against the back wall.
Was
Its back is
originally on?
facing you.
Okay.
The other one. That one.
Hands
yes.
like this?
So it's like this. And it's just slowly feeling this wall.
Alright, well.
I'm gonna do an investigation check on the wall next to it then. Oh, but it was really bad and I didn't see anything. It was like a 6.
Okay. Yeah, it's just the wall.
It's a wall.
Guess
It's
I'll
nothing different.
go in and I'll roll an investigation as well. Feel on the wall for something.
Okay.
I need to stop using this dice.
Do you want me to look at it?
Yeah.
We need your help, Nakia.
It's investigation, which is +0, so 4.
You see, it's just a wall. It's been the same the whole time. There's nothing weird about this. It's literally just stone brick.
And you stubbed your face onto it.
I already did a search. I couldn't do it again.
Wait, did you just roll an L1?
I
She
just did.
Alright, as you do, you brush the statue and it turns and starts touching you. Like it was touching the wall, and it puts its hand palm right on your forehead. Just
This is
Okay.
very creepy.
Get a little.
Are you enjoying this?
Alright.
Alright, sorry guys. I'm back.
Okay, so I'll move.
She got felt up.
Not off, just on the face.
You missed everything.
you actually, as you move, you can't escape. Like your head is stuck, and it's not even grabbing you.
Oh,
Your
boy.
face, your forehead is just stuck in its palm,
Ow.
and then it reaches over with its other hand, and now it's got both hands on your head.
Oh,
It's like that one ad for the football commercial where his hands get stuck to everything.
Yeah, kind of.
Except
So
your
we're all on the
face.
fire while Berl is getting like destroyed.
Touched by a strange flying statue.
I'm gonna take my grape club and tap its shoulder to see if I can divert its attention.
It doesn't respond to that. but it kind of starts to kneel down and put its forehead toward Berl.
I hit it much harder.
It does not respond.
That's
Roll
an
damage.
attack roll. Oh, right. Because it's not moving. Let me see.
It is not at all trying to dodge you, so you get a freebie.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I got 9 damage. Oh wait. 10 damage.
10 damage.
Bam! Stop!
Its head actually goes forward and bumps Berl a bit. But, other than that, it doesn't seem to have responded, and it just puts its face kind of up against Berl. The foreheads are together, and then Berl, you start to see visions.
Okay.
Through the goose egg forming on your forehead.
What do I see?
Interesting. Okay. So I'm doing some secret covert rolls, and so as its forehead is connected to your forehead, you start to see kind of almost murals that you have seen before in the entrance. You start to see each of them in sequence, only instead of being stone, they are living things. And it's like you are seeing that as each kind of scene happened. And it's horrifying and quick and disorienting. I need you to roll a kind of a, I don't know, there's no really will saving throw, but give me a wisdom.
Six.
Like you feel that? Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
will saving would be Constitution, I think.
It would still be 6.
No, Constitution, no, that's about your physical health and your physical resilience. I guess Charisma might be good for like your kind of your force of personality, but I'm going for Wisdom because this is less of like the force of your will and more of like your natural ability to resist being mind controlled.
Not again with the mind control.
Not another
So
Berl. Like the girl.
You start to see and start to hear things you've never heard before. You start to hear this deep kind of
You missed the last
pulsing
time she was
voice
mind
in the back of your mind.
I think I might have
Whispering
been
things
there.
that you don't really understand, but you're starting to get visions and you're starting to see these kind of black arms, long and sinewy,
Yeah, I was
start to like snake around the room, kind of, and coil around the statue that's touching his forehead to yours.
Okay.
I will vanquish it a third time. And he runs in. Wah!
No, just check out the wall, please. Maybe we can find what this thing's feeling
I don't
for.
know what wall you're talking about, but I'm gonna hit this guy anyway.
Oh, great.
Alright, he's gonna hit the guy.
Okay. You roll damage.
Alright.
What?
Another 6.
Alright, you give it another hit, its head bumps again into Berl.
Ow!
Berl, roll. Well, actually, Berl, I'm gonna roll damage, because this is the third repeat headbutt you've taken.
You guys knock it off!
I have a good history of damaging Berl.
Unfortunately, it's just one.
Another 1 damage to Berl.
Yeah!
I'm gonna damage you in your sleep.
Alright, Berl, give me one last charisma throw.
Wake up with a dagger in your
Saving
foot.
throw.
Same number. I'm
You
getting
failing it? Alright, perfect.
No, great.
Well, you know, alright, the statue lets go and just falls to the ground, and your eyes go totally dark,
Oh boy.
and you hear lots of and as you guys all notice, the figure gets dragged and slammed against the wall it came from again. Now the chains are like tight and it's stuck in the position again, and then the lever gets yanked back into its wall as well.
Just pull the lever.
Does that mean the wall that it was at doesn't have anything anymore?
Well, you're blind, you wouldn't know.
Oh.
Anyone else want to check that wall?
What wall?
This wall that
wait.
we're all facing.
Oh, was there anything on the wall?
He was feeling
I
it.
haven't done a perception thing yet, so.
So yeah, we were trying to see what he was
There
feeling.
is nothing on the wall. It is a pure wall.
And if it was magic, I would know it.
You would hear it.
But it might
Yep.
not have been magic like the other.
Didn't you only hear it the one time though?
But I was right here.
He gets to hear it for a
Okay.
while.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it lasts for like a little bit of time.
Wow.
Because you get like Batman vision for like 10 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna
But now
do.
that this is all over, his magic is starting to fade, so it'll happen for a few more minutes and then it'll be gone.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick first aid check, which is really bad. Let me see. Oh, no,
On
wait.
whom?
It would have been medicine then. Just 6 on Crazy Berl to see if she's hurt. Like, what's going on?
Just a
What
6?
happened? Yeah, it was just a 6.
She's got a bump on the head.
She has a pulse.
She's breathing just fine. She's totally aware, but her eyes have glazed over and they look pitch black.
And Blog's like, vanquished a 3rd time, and starts to leave.
Okay.
Because Blog hit the creature in it.
Hey, Blog, you want to do me a favor? The room over that way, I think. It's, see if it's got a thing on the wall with heads in it.
Can I smash it?
You can, don't, they're all
Don't do
metal.
that.
It won't do anything.
Which
The room with the 3 goddess statues that you looked into.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just the next door down.
Sure, why not?
Alright, so you see on the right there's this huge kind of wall mural now
Huh?
on this right side that wasn't there before, and you're pretty sure of that. There's a huge leviathan, kind of in a circle shape, head and tail next to each other, and you notice they took the heads of the statues and put them into slots on this thing, and there's this grand like golden mouth thing with teeth that look like crowns.
A big mouth.
Inside the leviathan's like coil thing.
Okay. Is there anything inside the mouth?
There are the heads placed into the wall.
Oh, and there's crowns.
The teeth are crowns inside the mouths, like teeth.
Can I observe anything else? Can I roll perception?
Yeah, that's about all. You can roll perception if you want. Well, in this case, roll an investigation because you're looking at it, trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, that's not very good.
We are having a good time with these rolls
Like
today.
a 7.
Yeah, that's what you see.
Alright. There's a funky thing with crowns and junk, but that's it. So,
Oh yeah, we know about that.
But are the heads still in the wall?
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm gonna start heading over to the.
I say we move on, guys. I've
Yeah,
vanquished
wait,
this guy
real quick.
3 times now, and I'm getting tired of vanquishing here. So,
So did I get any of my spell slots back during that short rest?
No.
no.
Short rests don't do
Spell slots only come from the
long rests.
long rests, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take your hand instead. Do you want to continue?
yeah.
Okay.
As much as I
I'm
really
already
kind of want to
walking.
redo this and see if there's anything.
Follow the sound of my bell.
You're kind of getting yanked by my rope.
Yeah, and she's getting inked by me. Ah.
So it's more like a yank squad. Everyone's yanking something.
Wait, he's got a rope tied to her?
So
She's
Warren
got a
tied
rope tied to me.
to
There's a rope here. Okay.
I tied myself to Nakia in case of hands coming out of the dark to grab me. Nakia's the heaviest.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what happened to Ku that you didn't see. Ku was abducted.
I was not there.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why they have the key, by the way. Ku had the key.
Yeah, I got both keys. I'm still blind, aren't I?
Okay.
Yeah, but it's cool. I got you. You got the bug off of me. We are now besties.
Yes. Okay. But if we're back at the door, like I'm assuming we are, you guys need the keys that I got.
Anything change with
Are
the
you all
door?
gonna offer them up?
No, the door's 2 open doors, and then there's the one with the lock.
Okay.
Gonna put the key in?
Yeah, I'll pass the keys to Warren.
Okay. I open the door.
All right, the door opens.
Go ahead, Nakia.
Okay.
There you go.
There's only
Okay.
one key that needed to be in there. Well, I wouldn't know which one it is anyway since I'm blind. So Warren's got both my keys.
Only
Wait,
one
you're
key.
blind?
And you guys can move on. These are more stairs, so in a way,
Okay.
you guys are kind of. You noticed that the first one you went on was sort of flat, and then there were stairs, flat, stairs. So now you're
So we keep going deeper.
keep going deeper. Yes.
We must go deeper.
The call.
The call.
Okay, so we proceed downstairs.
This is such a fast thing to lose. Anyway,
So was there any
Let's just
purpose to that room? To that
there
room?
was a purpose. You just failed it.
I thought so.
It's
we would've
gonna eat you alive now. Or is
Yeah, I know, right?
Actually,
blind,
she's
so-
got game-changing things that she'll have to live with for the rest of the campaign.
What? Am I blind forever now?
No.
Yep.
I mean, was Norman blind?
You'll just follow the rest of my bell for the rest of
He
your
was
days.
always blind. Dorvin never really knew it.
You're
He
fine
was
for
fine
now.
for the rest.
But the whole game changing, is that do with the needle or or the visions?
Stab yourself in the eye with the needle. Maybe it'll fix it.
It's all good.
Probably the visions.
Use his spear.
Perhaps you now
That's
have
my
a greater,
necromancy.
a greater weakness to whatever those black things are.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who
Maybe.
knows?
We kept that.
If we were to re-pull that
No, I'm gonna use
lever,
that. Sorry.
Oh right, okay.
so
Alright, so
Not
as you
pulling
guys,
the lever again.
you guys come in right here. Right here.
Well, we couldn't check again. We
The
all
stairs end after a while. It takes like
all three of us failed.
5 minutes,
We
but
couldn't do it
eventually
we'll
you
be
hit
able to
the end
check
of the
again,
stairs.
but if we reset
And
it,
this one is a bit kind of creepy as well.
Okay.
This one is actually a kind of a catacomb, but also a mausoleum of sorts.
Ooh. We're known by the
Well,
music.
I got good news and bad news, Crazy Burl. Good news, no rugs. Bad news, dead people. Bones. I'm assuming bones.
And yeah, the walls, there's lots of bones in the walls. And you see kind of a standing like statue, almost like plaque that the bones are built around in an arch. Right here and right here on each side.
Can Grog
The
still
walls
see
are
magic?
literally bones.
You cannot see magic, it's been more than
Don't touch
10 minutes.
anything.
If you want to take 10 more minutes, you can cast it again.
Ah, out of the room! Dance! No.
Alright,
The
people.
required
You here.
perception check, which is going to be 15, because Warren don't trust no Grog to perceive things for him anymore.
Oh, okay, you can roll for that.
It was 15.
Yeah, okay.
It's blocked, by the way.
Sorry.
As you kind of roll perception, you have noticed that on the statues on one of the plaques to your right is glowing slightly. There's slight, like, blue-red glows coming from its eyes.
With that in mind, I look around. I look over to kind of peeringly investigate the other statue, but don't see anything.
He's a fast salesman.
Okay. All right.
I'll also roll perception because I don't trust no Warren.
Fair enough.
He has detected my distrust of his
No detect.
detections.
What'd you roll?
I got a 10.
Yeah.
12 total.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see much.
Okay. Tally ho! And Blog will run off this way.
Wait, Blog.
Tally ho!
That
Waits
one
for
is
no
glowing.
man.
That one's glowing.
Tally ho!
I'm gonna rip that wig off of you. Okay.
Kitty Berl is feeling very depressed that she can't see anything, so she's just gonna sit here and wallow in misery.
Also, you let go of Warren.
Warren's not letting go. There's hands out here in the dark.
There are
You have to
hands
come.
I'll follow Grog.
Tally ho!
What? No, but I have to go because I'm tired. I'm like, no, that thing is glowing. Ah!
We're all kind of just
Clowning our way around the catacombs.
chained into it.
Well, does anybody want to try another investigation check?
I can't do
Since
that.
I failed it.
That just
Okay.
be perception.
You said there was a statue on this side too then that wasn't glowing?
Yeah. Not that anybody detected.
Yeah. 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so passive perception then. What's going on with the statue?
The eyes are glowing.
This one?
No, the other ones. But this one, nothing. It's just pure statue.
What statue?
What's on the plaque?
There's kind of old words that you're not really sure of what they mean.
We don't know what they mean.
This is for
Nope, they're not the language
spears
any of you
and
know.
frogs only.
Not even
Maybe a
with the
cat
book.
or two.
Not even you. Not even you with the book. Although
Okay.
they seem familiar. The symbols look similar, but they come out to nonsense, as far as you know.
That statue's gibberish. And then it keeps going, tally ho! Run down the hallway, woo!
So there are more statues as you go down the hall. Just
Okay.
put one in each of the holes.
They're very strange statues.
They're just of people.
Okay, well, I have to go with Nakia, so once he... Okay, do I have to make a strength check to drag you along with us?
Yeah, I'd say so. I just want to sit here and have my pity party.
Well, it might work out, because I did really badly. So I got a 3.
Yeah,
You just gotta,
I think Nakia yanked you a little too hard. You just couldn't hold
you gotta
on.
get a 1.
Well, yeah, you still gotta roll.
Still gonna roll against it.
Hey,
I'm old.
anything with that statue?
It's more than 3.
That one?
Does it also have a plaque?
What's your roll?
Haven't rolled anything.
If something goes wrong, you won't be
Yeah, roll
able to...
investigation.
2.
It's a statue, and it's made of rock.
That is one ugly dwarf statue.
I don't think it's a dwarf.
You notice it's not a dwarf, nor is it ugly.
It is a dwarf in the thing, that's why I was... dwarf figure.
You realize that it's not actually a dwarf, it's just a really small man.
A new statue gives me another chance for perception, so 12 as we go past this one.
Yeah, you will, well, that's pretty obvious. You do notice that this one's left eye glows, but its right eye is kind of sputtered out a bit. It's just faint, and like there's the barest marks of glow.
I'm gonna go over and put my finger into the not glowing eye.
That reminds me of a
Feel if there's
painting.
something around inside.
Well, it doesn't really, there's not anything there.
Is it actually a socket or is it just a carving of an eye?
It's the carving of an eye,
Okay.
but it doesn't do anything when you touch the eye. There is words around it, and it's more of the same gibberish. All the statues have the same gibberish as far as you know, Grog. Everyone else thinks they don't know this language.
Ah.
Okay.
More nonsense. Tell yo. Carries on.
No, we gotta go around the hallway.
Am I noticing
Grog is
this language thing?
You see you see this language thing. You want to do something? All the statues have it.
I wonder how many spell slots I have.
So Berl just back there.
Yeah.
We left
It's,
Berl behind.
I tried.
A
not to.
blind girl.
I tried.
Sitting in a dark
I'm the only one who tried.
She is the only one who tried.
Where is the small one?
She's back there by the door.
Tally ho! And he'll start running around the other way.
Okay, wait. A really quick check on. Ooh, a really good check on this particular statue.
Okay.
The short one. Well, not the dwarvish one, but this one's smaller.
Oh, all right. That statue is much the same as the others, only this one's eyes do not glow.
Okay. Okay, and as we carry on,
Grog, round in the corner.
can I just keep this perception?
You can absolutely keep that perception.
Okay.
That statue's eyes glow blue-red, same as the other ones,
Okay.
and the other one is none.
I'm kind of interested by these words. I'm gonna cast. Cast comprehend languages
All right.
and start reading these words.
All right. How long does that take you to cast?
It takes 1 action to cast. It takes me about 1 minute to read 1 page of
Spell
text.
slot?
All right. It takes you about a minute to read each statue.
Yeah, it takes me about a minute for a page of text.
Okay, which statue are you gonna read?
It lasts for an hour.
He can basically read all the statues so far. In fact, yeah, I'll let you read each of the statues. I'm going to give you a short rundown of each of them.
Can somebody put us? I assume that we've continued along with Grog, who is probably gonna bodily pick up.
Mightily charging around in a
The
circle.
names are never mentioned, only by titles. Titles all say of the order. So this first statue on the left, this is bookkeeper of the order, and you see, what it says about them is it's talking about their many accomplishments and achievements. It's very much a eulogy to this person, and it also says that they kind of died peacefully. Then which statue is next, I guess?
This would be
We'll
that.
go in this order.
The midget. That's their title. And you'll also know that as it talks about
the height challenge. That's politically.
No, it's an insulting term. It's supposed to be insulting. But you'll also read about them. You hear that they died gloriously in battle against the Vile.
And none of you can read it, but I'm like touching it and then like reading it aloud.
Okay.
And it doesn't say much more. It just says the Vile is what killed him.
And what was his title?
The
midget.
The midget.
Okay. And this one?
That one. This one is just the kind of almost half the words are worn down, so you're not really able to make out everything about it because the letters are gone. But you do know that they died peacefully, and you do know that they were perhaps half elf, perhaps. It's something about elves in there, but you can't make it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we gonna go around the circle still?
We're gonna go around the
Yeah.
entire circle. All right, this person, they're the hunter of the order, and they died against the Vile, but it says that they struck down the Vile's chosen.
Okay.
This next one is the grand marshal of the order, and died peacefully.
Okay.
When's this last one over here?
That is the quartermaster of the order. And the quartermaster of the order died during the slaying of the Vile.
Okay.
What do you think that means? Died during the slaying of the Vile? Like, during the Vile actually being killed, or the Vile killing lots of people?
No time! Tally ho! And Grog just keeps running around the circle. And he's like, come, tiny one! And he throws Berl over his shoulder and keeps running around in the circle again.
In the same direction? Or?
Oh yeah. He's going one way around.
Does Berl allow this?
Yeah, she's too.
Do I have to do a strength check or no?
She's too
I'll go
sad to try to
back
resist.
this way.
As this all happens, let's see. Yep. Berl, give me a perception check.
Poor. Why can't I just?
No, you see nothing.
Do you want to use one of my dice?
I'm gonna trade these dice.
You can have my
right.
ear die.
Okay.
Totally unaware. Fantastic.
Okay.
Lovely.
All right. So what you gonna
Okay,
do?
so we're gonna meet up around here, I assume?
Oh, yeah, he just keeps going around in the circle.
You're just gonna do laps.
It looks...
Well, I'm just going over to here to wait for Grog. I'm gonna say, hey, do you want me to carry her?
For glory. No, I got this.
Okay, let's go this way.
We're just gonna keep running through here.
I'm gonna...
I notice aloud that those that died in battle have glowing eyes. Those that died peacefully do not.
Let's hope we all get glowing eyes after this glorious battle, and then keep running through the hole.
All right.
Through the door.
As you do,
Except for that.
you do notice, Warren, since you paid the most attention to it, I'll give you this, that each of the one with glowing eyes does seem to have their hand in some position out of the wall. The other ones that don't are carved mostly into the wall. These ones are extended a bit.
Okay, interesting.
Should like we maybe put something in their hands?
We might not have
Do I
what
see
we need
anything
yet.
as I go through that door? The hallway? Or...
One moment.
But that's what
I'm
I'm
just letting
thinking, yeah.
everybody else.
Oh,
finish
sorry. Yeah, you
this.
guys can carry on. Block's just, doing his thing.
Okay, try... What was your spear called, Nakia? Didn't it have a title?
I don't know.
Try putting your
Do I know?
spear in one of their hands.
Well, if you don't remember, then Nakia sure as heck doesn't remember.
Yeah.
I had a name for it, but
Try putting...
I don't know if I was ever given it.
Try putting
Probably not.
the spear in the hunter's hand, maybe? Maybe their hands are outstretched for the magical items we've been picking up.
But I like my spear.
I don't think he'll keep it, so it's okay.
I want my spear. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
I'm too old to wrestle with you for it.
Yeah. Does that
Okay.
touch the hand anyway?
No, I don't think we would think.
No,
I
no one
wouldn't think
touch
to do that.
anything? Nobody wants to touch anything.
Well, I've been, touching the
Oh, yeah.
text, but
But the text.
Did you like roll to see if you brushed any hands while you were doing all that?
No, nobody did.
You should go touch
is a high roll I touched it or a low
That's
roll I touched
metagaming.
it?
Right ahead of you, you see kind of more vaulted hallways that are just entirely bone. Like they're made of skulls and torsos and everything, just arranged in arches of just human
This one's very
remain.
high.
And maybe other
When
reasons.
you roll it.
And it just goes back, and then there's kind of, it just sort of splits off and goes dark, even for your dark
Never
vision.
mind.
Come, tiny person. Glory awaits.
But you do see written on the floor in a really old version of it, you hear, like it says the words, the trial.
Is that in common or what?
It's in Abyssal, and only you know that because of your book.
Okay. A trial awaits us.
Well,
Tally ho!
what makes you say that?
The words on the floor.
I step on it. I'm like,
A trial.
the trial.
Interesting.
Warren is not comfortable with being in the back, but he still tries to do a perception check down the hallway with his torch, and he manages 18 points of perception.
Is it at the back of the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, with an 18, maybe that makes up for it.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be exciting. Anyway, as you go, these hallways just branch. It's almost like a maze network. There are doors almost at every 4 options, and sometimes not, but it almost always loops back around and curves and twists. And there's a split sections, and you guys just going to go in, or are you going to mess with the statue?
Wait, what statue? More statues here?
You're going to leave. There are no statues, but there are kind of just bones everywhere.
We're talking about these statues.
I was
Okay.
like, because your character was in front of him, I was like, maybe I was confused.
Oh, she's.
He's
You going in?
he's giving you a chance to figure out what these
Who's
statues
going?
Alright, fine, I'm gonna metagame and poke one of the hands.
You don't have to. Everyone can go in to the trial. Everyone's in the trial now?
Okay.
I
Okay.
think, yeah. I thought that the items would appear ahead that we needed.
Maybe, maybe not, but, nobody did anything.
This is
so-
technically your fault. I told you to put in the spear and you didn't.
You say as you guys wander into
Technically, I'm pretty sure it's Blog's
winding
fault for just, like,
catacombs
running
for
through everything, so.
about an hour. And then suddenly you walk back out the way you came into this room with statues.
Oh crap.
Oh.
This is an identical
Is it
room.
the same over here or over here?
Let me give this a roll, actually. Interesting.
We came in through this side.
No, it's the door you entered the catacombs from.
So right here.
You got turned around. Somehow.
Say, and then Greg says,
Even though...
tally ho, and then starts running around again.
Grog, no.
Blog,
stop.
I mean.
Blog, stop.
What was that thing you want me to do? Put the
Put the
spear in the hand?
Okay.
I'm thinking the hunter's hand. Sorry, my voice did a thing. I'm thinking the hunter's hand. Oh, going along with you. Because I think your spear was something like the hunter's spear, the slayer's spear, something like that. Try it. See what
Maybe.
happens.
I don't want to part with this, but maybe we'll be trapped in here unless we do.
Well, give it a try.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
It has a hand.
Well, it doesn't actually have the hand position to grab it. So while you do, it just doesn't work.
What position is the hand?
I'm gonna poke
Is
the
it a
hand.
handshake position?
Handshake position almost.
Grog's
It's
gonna
in
run
this
up
sort
and,
of like ready for like the whole embrace, like
Grog's gonna run up and shake the hand and say, tally ho!
alright, as you do, you touch the hand, and the hand closes on you just slightly. There's a firm grasp.
Firm grip.
Firmly
How
grasp
long do you
it.
want to sit like that?
The grip of a warrior. And then, like,
He starts tightening his grip.
As you do, the statue in front of you just sort of fades away in your eyes, and there's a door. Just heavy, kind of inset, old door behind it.
what guy's the door?
Nobody else sees a door.
Oh, who guys the door?
They've seen you hold hands with the statue.
I'm gonna go to the door.
All right, you can move, and you walk into the statue.
Walk into the statue.
What? Okay, that happens.
With Berl. I still have Berl on my back.
Yep, okay.
Berl, jump off! Get off all you can!
All right.
I'm very confused. I'm gonna touch the hand.
You see kind of a large round room, perhaps a bit too large. It probably would intersect with the hallway, and you kind of notice that.
It's bigger on the inside.
No way. And you see kind of just, it's almost completely barren, and just things are moving in there.
Berl, I will describe this room to you.
Mostly mostly like in the middle of the room where it kind of gets kind of a bit kind of flatter. There's sort of things coiling around in the dark.
Things.
Do not.
Snakes.
Coiling
Why
in
does
the
it always
dark.
have to be snakes?
Snakes. You're blind.
Well, I used all my torches before. Can I see anything with my night vision?
That's what you see with your night vision.
Man, this dark vision sucks. Every time we go to a
You
room,
don't
it's
see just pure darkness. You should feel flattered.
Yeah, I would need to torch this place.
Yeah, I'm very confused by him walking into a statue, so
Alright,
I'm
what you
going to decide if I'm going to run into the statue or do what he did.
Make your pick. Flip a coin.
I think I'm going to grab the guy's hand.
You do. You see the thing, and you can follow after.
I'm going to follow after.
And follow after.
I
follow
assume
after.
that I get caught. I assume that I bonk into
Nakia
the...
is dragging you behind him just a little bit, and there's the statue as he's gonna go into the room. You get slammed against the statue.
You should get damage for that.
No damage, but you're pinned. You're technically considered prone.
Is my leg
Nakia
like...
can't actually move forward, actually.
He's trying.
I'm going to untie myself.
Okay.
Hey,
You slide.
my safety.
You're fine now. Standing in front of the statue while your friends walked into.
I'm shaking its hand furiously. Don't leave me alone with these
And
things.
then you see the door and you can... Alright, so everyone is in this room. It's large. It's about 30 feet by 30 feet. Kind of in this large circle. And there is something dark coiling in the middle that only those with night vision can actually make out the coiling shapes. Everyone else can just hear the soft...
Look, coiling shapes.
I do still have the torch from
Oh, you do?
much earlier. I don't suppose that however
Well, you're
long...
behind like 3 people.
That's
I
fair.
also have my staff, which I usually
It
have
starts to
with.
cast shadows. Oh, you want to... Okay. So as you... I'm just going to pretend you did
Cantrip.
cast light again, because, you know, that way
It's a cantrip. I could do it every turn if I needed.
Remind me of your own son. I'm not going to count it. So now the light casts in, and you see this great, like... It's kind of a hideous thing. It's got a few too many little, like, arms, and it's kind of got this, like, twisted head that's upside down. But it looks like some kind of horrid mix between a human and a python. That's about 60 feet long, just crawling around in this sort of room.
Crawling.
Yeah, on hands and just like kind of
Go get it, Berl. Throw Berl. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. That was a joke. But it would be funny. It would be funny.
Oh goodness. Yeah. You better watch your sleep. Wake up. You might not wake up one of these days.
I attack with Berl, like as a weapon. No, just kidding.
Nice weapon.
Is it reacting to our presence?
It does not react to your guys' presence nor the light. But Berl,
Hello!
you would hear these faint words. These are yours. You hear that repeated. You can't see anything, but you start to hear that.
You can
Alright.
speak parcel tongue.
Guys, we gotta still keep going deeper.
Wizard Berl.
Wizard Berl.
None of you guys hear anything.
What'd you say? What'd you say, bro?
I said, guys, we need to go deeper.
What makes you say
Alright,
that?
guys, let's go deeper.
We can't.
So, deeper into the room?
Just deeper. I guess probably we're deeper in this building.
Okay, so we go deeper into the room.
I'd definitely go last. I'm behind everybody.
Okay. You guys go into the room?
I hope somebody is willing to poke that thing with a stick rather than just plain touch
This is
it.
the snake thingy, right?
I guess.
Okay.
It's this enormous thing just crawling around in circles.
I think that one's more suited for it.
What, the porg? The Christmas porg?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just
It's
crawl
all
around.
jolly.
I don't know.
Alright,
Mine
so I'm
does
gonna
not have
poke
an
with a
alarm.
stick.
So, I say, hey, you with the face.
You with the face, huh? As you
Yeah.
poke the creature, it flinches and like leaps onto the wall as it starts just climbing on the
Who
wall.
poked the creature?
Somebody did.
I said, hey, you.
I
with
did
the
not.
face. I poked it
Well,
verbally.
right, as you say that, then it does leap against the wall and starts to crawl with its hands on the wall. Its tail is dragging against the floor though. And you start to hear louder murmurings from it that are not in a language you can understand by verbs.
Am I still
You cannot hear,
hearing
you can't tell
whatever
what it's saying.
Could I tell what it's
this is, or
saying?
is it telling me more things?
You hear that? Give me that notepad of
I was
it.
gonna say,
Would I be able to hear what it's saying? The sounds? With my comprehend languages?
I tried to touch things and
You do not understand. It's comprehend languages, don't you have to be touching?
That's what I was saying.
For audible stuff.
Oh, you can just hear it?
How long did it last?
An hour.
Oh, cool.
Alright, so both Nakia would understand this now that there's audible mumblings to him. You hear who's there in this hideous grating like tone, and it's frantic, but it's also kind of untrusty.
So since I can
think
hear
that's
it,
the
I'm rolling a quick perception check, a 17.
Yeah.
Do I see anything going on with this room?
Yeah, you see this hideous thing going on the wall. It's creepy. Yeah, you see everything that you can with your eyes.
It's just
It's
like my urge to not be in this place is even stronger.
so while it's sounding out audibly, so where he can understand it in my head,
Are either of you guys going to tell us what they're saying? Or?
I'm just gonna call it and say, the call is here.
No, this is the grave of the guy who slew the vial.
They're saying that the thing is asking who's there.
The
telling us
hunter
to call.
of the order is here.
It lets out a hideous shriek, and then it just starts climbing a little faster, and it's coming around the whole end, and it starts to approach you guys.
Wait, it reacts to which one? The call is here or the hunter?
The entire group, and all the
No,
stuff
I
you're
mean,
yelling.
you both. Which one was said?
It kind of reacts the moment anyone says anything.
Okay.
It just reacts, in general, everyone roll initiative.
Oh, boy.
Do you think it's the vials chosen?
Maybe. Maybe it's luck of the poor
initiative?
sack that got killed.
9.
8 plus, am I adding anything? This one got 12.
It's at the top.
2.
Initiative. So it's your dex bonus.
5 plus 8 makes 13.
Okay.
Mine is a 4. I'm pretty sure I'm last.
Nakia, what'd you get?
9.
And Warren?
12.
Alright, here we go.
Am I still blind?
You are still blind somehow.
Great.
Maybe you'll get echolocation and still be blind but can see things.
Here we go. Here's the turn order for those interested.
Okay.
It wins tie because it has
Great.
advantage. It was moving first.
Lovely. Okay.
And it goes. It makes this kind of more of this hideous noises. You guys would understand. It says the noise. It's basically screaming mostly gibberish, but in there's a whole bunch of fragmented words like,
Porg.
make it stop. And it kind of leaps at the nearest person, which I think is Nakia.
Okay.
So it just, this massive thing just leaps at Nakia, and Nakia, make a dex saving throw.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do pretty well.
Oh, I did pretty well. Saving throw for Dex?
Yep.
20.
You dodge. This thing goes into the kind of the place where you were, and you stepped out of its plane, and his hands just grasp. There's about 12 of them coming off this creature, and it just flails around, grabbing at things, and
Quick, shake its hand.
yeah,
All of them to pacify.
that's its turn.
Okay. Berl's
Who's
turn.
next?
I'm still blind. I have no clue what's going on.
Burl, you hear a lot of crazy noises, and
People wailing.
And I'm being carried by Blog. I don't think there's anything I can do.
well, if it helps, your vision's starting to return. You can see like sort of the log in front of you.
Sort of the Blog in front of me.
There's sort of a dark shape in front of you, but you can kind of tell.
You have dark vision?
Nope, I don't.
But there is light in this room. There's just.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
You
that.
can tell your vision might slowly return in about 2 turns.
Okay. Well, I don't want to endanger anybody because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have disadvantage trying to do anything. So I'll just stay with Blog carrying me for this turn.
Okay. And all right, next person, Warren.
Right back.
Are there any pillars in this room?
There are no pillars. Perfectly, almost smooth. As you guys look around, you're like, how does this thing grab onto the wall?
I see. I'm gonna make an investigation check on this thing to determine if this thing falls under the class monstrosity. Investigation. Okay, 13. Can I tell if it's a monstrosity versus an aberration?
You can tell
something
that
like
this
that.
is an aberration.
Okay. I don't get to use my berserker button then.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Basically, it's in the category as like beholders and things like that.
I'm not gonna cast Hunter's Mark yet. In case I need cure wounds. So, okay, so I'm just gonna do a normal longbow attack. Oh. A 5.
That doesn't hit.
I think, wait. Yeah, that's true. Alright, so the first thing I do is miss.
All right, and there it goes. But the thing reacts. One of its hands stretches out, slashes at that point on the wall.
Okay. It doesn't like noise, Grog. This is your moment.
Okay.
Warren says that, I'll maybe just throw out there, hey, maybe we should just be really quiet and try and leave the room.
So, Nakia's turn is next, actually. Not yet.
Oh.
Yeah, Nakia goes.
Oh jeez. That thing is... I'm just going to,
I don't know, I kind of want to mercy kill this thing. If we can.
Yeah, it sounded like it said killed me, except didn't actually say that.
Then make it stop.
Yep. I'm going
Make the
to
noise stop.
cast
Maybe.
Chill Touch on him.
It did not seem to be having a good time before it noticed
I don't
us.
think I hit him. It was 11.
That does not beat its DC.
Nothing happens then.
Yeah. You know, there's the spectral force trying to manifest, but it just sort of like,
Yep.
off the side of it.
Wow, this has been a very non-impactful couple rounds
I
here.
know, right? All right, Grog, your move. Your move.
All right. So, can I put Burl down? Is that an action or is it a?
You can do it as your bonus action.
Bonus action.
Burl can just be put down. She didn't do anything on hers, so I'm going to pretend she readied an action, which is able to do things
Okay.
like that.
I'll put Burl down, and then I will turn to this beast, and I will cast my new cantrip now too, which is Toll the Dead, by ringing my bell as loudly as I possibly can.
All right. You do remember that it costs 1 life per
Oh yes.
cast. Okay, good.
Oh yes, I do.
All right. What's the damage roll for Toll the Dead?
If it's already damaged, which is it? Is it already damaged? Yes, did we already damage it at all?
Nope,
Nope,
it's
we
it.
haven't touched it.
Okay. Then it just 1d. If it's damaged, it's a 1d12.
So it's going to be like 8 or 10.
It's a d8 if it's not.
Okay. Well, roll a d8.
Okay. 6. That was a 6, sir.
Alright, 6 damage. Interesting.
Necrotic.
Yep.
That's right.
Alright. It doesn't seem to do that much to it, but the ringing sound does cause it to start to grasp its own head with a couple of its hands, and then it starts to randomly just caress rocks around it and the floor and the roof, and it's just
Caress or grab?
It's not really grabbing, it's just feely touches, is this it? Is this it? Is this it?
I think it's a caress.
Looking for the source of the sound.
Caress is
Yeah, well, it's not it's grabbing at it, it's more it's touching it and just feeling around things, looking, searching, kind of groping is a good word. Alright, is that Grog's turn?
That is action, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, well, this thing, well, let's see what it's gonna do.
Totally that's perfect for Grog because he's got 40 HP.
It starts to
one damage,
pull itself into a position, and it starts to pull itself sort of standing up a bit, and it kind of freezes in this motion with its hands kind of waiting.
Oh.
And then that's its turn.
I bet it's holding its action.
Berl's turn.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hold my finger to my lips and look in the direction that I feel everybody is from what I've heard.
Over here.
And then
Just kidding.
I'm going to try and feel on the walls and find out how big this room is as I walk as quietly as possible.
You can kind of see the walls now and kind of see silhouettes.
Okay.
So you're walking towards the creature. Okay.
So I can see the walls. So,
The walls are going this
There's a
way.
whole bunch of big silhouettes that have vaguely humanoid to you.
yes.
But
So-
you do know the creature's probably past your ally.
You said you were
Probably
facing
tell
towards
where the
us.
thing is because it keeps patting on everything.
It also says things you can hear.
Says things I can hear, like what things?
Like the things you've heard before.
Oh,
It didn't say anything. It's actually, you can tell it's holding its breath.
okay. So yeah, I just want to see if there's anything else in this room as I walk and feel the walls as quietly as possible.
Okay. You can absolutely do that. The walls are smooth. The stones have no gaps. It's almost eerily smooth. It's almost like these walls have been ground into smoothness.
So everything perfectly echoes.
It would, yeah.
So I gesture again to everybody, just finger to my lips, tell them to all be quiet.
Okay. Is that your turn? Mm-hmm. All right, go, Warren.
Warren's gonna take the heck out of that advice and hold very still. I'm trying to think of anything that I could do whilst I'm doing that. But I don't think so. Nothing that I'm really seeing. So Warren's just gonna hold and not move. That's
Okay.
it.
And what about Nakia?
I am going to try and whisper my spell
Okay.
Oh no.
of chill touch
All right.
again. And it did worse. I didn't hit him.
Okay. It does hear you as you whisper, and it starts to slowly kind of move in your direction.
Oh, that's spooky.
Just slowly, because it's a whisper, and it's like, okay, I hear the whisper, and now it starts to move in your direction.
Uh-oh.
Is that your turn?
That's all I can do, I think.
You could move.
That's true. I'll try moving quietly out of the direction of this path.
It starts to turn as you move, because you can tell it's listening to your footsteps. And Grog, it's your turn.
Grog is going to tiptoe to the other side of the room.
As we hear the little bell on the figurine.
Make a stealth check.
Oh yeah.
I like how you demonstrate the problem with this plan as you're moving your little figure.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah, yeah.
that was a contest. You actually succeed in that. It doesn't seem to notice you moved. You managed to keep the bell just silent enough that it doesn't respond to your tiptoeing.
Okay. I get to the other side of the room, and then
Here it goes.
Detect magic.
I do another. What?
Cast detect magic.
For 10 minutes. No, just another Toll the Dead.
No, told it, roll damage.
Really loud, and be like, ooh,
Do you get a roll day? Is there like a spell roll to hit it though?
it has to pass a dex saving throw.
Oh, dex saving throw? Right. Okay, it didn't pass that.
Let me just make sure
Dex or
that.
is it wisdom or something like?
Oh, sorry, wisdom save. My bad.
Yeah, it didn't pass that either. Okay, so it failed. Roll.
And now
your
it's
damage.
missing hit points, so it's a d12.
Are you sure it's damage or is it bloodied? That's the word for
It
it.
says,
Shoot. Okay, that's
a
good.
creature you can see must pass a wisdom save or take necrotic damage. If it's missing any hit points, the damage die is a d1d12, otherwise it's a d8.
Shoot. Okay, roll for damage again. This time with the d12.
Okay.
Told it adds a good spell.
That's a good one,
That's
yeah.
a d12.
It's not
That is a 10.
10.
Necrotic damage.
Okay.
It
As
doesn't
you,
like the noise.
as you do this, it spins around, and everybody has to make a. Well, Nakia has to make a dexterity-based saving throw because he's the only person close enough. But as its tail whips across the floor.
Dex?
Yeah, Dex.
14.
You jump, just time this tail goes as this thing coils up and just starts like sprint crawling towards Grog. It's shivering and trembling, but it's going. It's howling. And for its turn, because that was its reaction. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's a nat 20 in there. And then there's a... Yeah, so it makes a nat 20 on one of its attacks. One of the hands just nails you, and it's going to roll... How does the tune of 9 damage sound?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to use my parry move
Okay.
as one of my reactions to roll on my support dice. It's
Okay.
a d8, and it'll reduce the damage by
By what you roll?
6.
6? Okay. So you take 3 damage as this hand goes, but only the nails of the claw hit you. You manage to knock the hand off from getting a full, clutching, nasty grab. And this thing kind of rears back a bit, but you can tell it's pretty aware of you now. And it flails a bunch of other claws at you, but they miss. Just because you can start to see that this creature is blind.
No. What?
Okay.
This changes everything.
Alright, so that was his attack?
Yeah, but now you have confirmation.
Okay.
Okay. Whose turn is it now?
Burl.
Berl's
Crazy
turn.
girl.
Yes. How's my eyesight right now?
You're fine now. You can start to see kind of this horrific scene playing out, and you can kind of see things. You can't see colors. It's almost like people with dark vision cannot make out colors. They can only make out shades of gray. But you're starting to see Warren and Nakia and Grog, and what on earth is that thing? Make it stop.
Okay, hold on. I've got a feat that's called sneak attack, and I'm trying to figure how it works.
If it's unaware of you, you can deal bonus damage based on your sneak attack die.
I've got like a 2d6 is what I've got written down.
Yep.
So
So you'd roll an attack, and if you hit, you can add your sneak attack bonus because it's unaware.
okay, so I'm gonna quiet. Well, he's right next to me. It looks like. So I will quietly pull out my. I want to use my scimitar this time since I've got
Yeah, look at you. Okay, roll the hit then.
14 plus.
But by the way, Grog, did you remove another HP point for casting Toll the Dead?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
35 out of 40.
So 16. So 16.
Yeah, you rolled a 16, and it does hit its DC. So like, you do damage this. You can roll damage.
Okay.
But you
So that's a total of 12.
You do 12 damage to this thing? What kind of damage?
It is slashing.
Okay. So you slash this thing for 12 damage. There's blood that sprays out. And you mostly hit the torso, kind of the lower side. And this thing flails kind of in your direction. But it does not hit you at all. It's reaching at you, but it's focused mostly on two things now.
Grog?
That said, it's aware of your presence, so sneak attacks might be difficult.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Alright, next person's turn. Warhead.
Okay, I'm gonna do two things. First one will be a very quiet nature check. Peering at this thing, I got a 12. Can I tell if it was once human at some point?
You can absolutely do that. What'd you get again?
12.
You can tell that this was definitely human or humans. There was human in the creation of this thing.
Human centipede.
Gross. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, we definitely need to put it out of there.
Persuade.
Oh, but it was bad.
Or it could be like the thing that you find at the end of Inside.
Oh.
So persuasion check.
I'm always...
Would you?
Excuse me, sir.
Is that
I would like to file a complaint. Okay, it was only a 5.
I was just
for
asking if that
persuasion
was for
check.
action or if it was like a...
This is what I'm doing.
Wow,
I'm not
okay.
attacking it.
Okay, how are you persuading it?
I only rolled a 5, but I'm saying in a very low voice, like, who are you?
It doesn't seem to hear that. There's a little too much going on, and it just doesn't hear you.
Darn it. Do I have room for any other actions?
You could
The
move.
people that can actually
I'll
understand.
let you take that as your bonus action, so
I
you
can't
can
talk
move
to it. I can
and you
only
can do an
understand
action.
it.
So I'll let you do another action.
I go, shh. I know it's gonna come and attack me, but I gotta try.
All right. Does an 18 hit your DC?
Yeah.
Your AC, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so it flails one hand almost a little bit too accurately and just rakes at you, dealing. How does 6 damage sound?
That's fine.
It just slashes you for 6 damage from across the room with these horridly long arms that it kind of curls up close to it whenever it's not like flailing horrifyingly.
Just basically a backhanded biop
It's just
slap.
backhanding you, yeah. He did not appreciate that shit.
I
Alright,
was trying to tell everybody else to
my-
go.
Nakia's turn.
Okay, how
shushed
close
you.
is he to me?
He's about 5-10 feet away.
Oof. I'm going to try and sneakily. Nope. Nope. I rolled a nat 1.
You rolled a nat 1? Alright, what are you trying to do?
Sneakily go to him
You were trying to not fall over, but that wasn't what
and
happened.
stab him with my stabby spear.
Is that its name now? The stabby spear?
The stabby spear, alright.
Maybe it is.
Okay. Well, so as you go to stab it, you make
step
an
in the
incredibly loud stomp. Mainly because you just are so, like, you're trying to stealth, but you just thump on the ground. And it gets a nat 20 on you.
Oh no.
Holy cow, okay. How does 20 damage sound? As it just starts to flail, 2 hands back, and they just sort of clap against you, just
A nat
Youch.
1 and a critical fail and a nat 20 combining together.
yep.
That's
I'm at 500.
that's
now.
horrible.
I might die.
Okay, that was Nakia's turn.
Yes. Grog, make your move.
I think everybody should just be quiet now.
I was trying to be.
We're trying to
Part
move
of
to
me-
attack it.
Part of me wants to see how I can do the ritual to cast alarm, and then do an audible alarm, so anytime movement's in the area for 8 hours, it'll make an alarm noise. So anytime the creature moves, it's like noise.
It's gonna take you a bit of time.
Alright, well, let's see.
Yeah, how will you live that long? It's 10 minutes of dancing. Oh no, it's a minute?
1 minute. It's a
It's
1
1 minute of dancing
If you
around.
want to cast it as not a ritual, it's going to cost 1 HP for each minute less of the ritual. That's something I just added, but I want to see you pay your weight in blood
Well, it is.
for things that you don't
It is
deserve.
1 minute.
Well, it's just 1 damage then.
Yeah. So
No, like the ritual would take 11. So if you wanted to cast this instantly, it would cost him 11.
No, the ritual is a 1 minute ritual. It says
The
casting
ritual
time.
that
Casting
was,
time 1 minute. Ritual.
Alarm is 1 minute.
But the
When you cast something as a ritual, you add 10 to it. Like that's just the rule of rituals.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So it would cost you 11 HP to cast this instantly, but you get to 10 HP and cast it in a minute, which would, by the way, be 6 turns from now. Like it's a long time.
So it would be 11 HP, huh?
Like, are you crazy?
I think he's trying to
I don't
tell
know if this will
you.
pay you off, man, but I'm willing to see what it's right
I
for.
think the DM
alright.
is trying to humor
So
us here.
it's 11 HP that I'm paying.
It's just crazy enough to work.
I'm at 24 still, and I cast alarm in a 30-foot radius of the 30-foot room.
All right.
That's exactly the radius of the alarm.
Okay.
And I designate all of us do not set the alarm off, just the creature.
Okay.
So anytime the creature moves for the next 8 hours, it will hear a prolonged 10-minute.
8 hours?
Yes, it's an 8-hour duration. An audible alarm produces the sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet.
This seems
It
mean.
can hear it for 60 feet.
All right. You cast this with your turn.
Yes.
And, well, it hasn't moved yet, but that's what you do with your turn?
Yes.
All right. It moves. It's aware of 4 people.
And it makes a noise.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna roll for
Oh no.
it. Sorry, what's the thing?
Well, it makes it, anytime it moves, it makes its own noise, bell noise.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm aware now. I'm rolling for other things. So it's beginning to flail madly. Each of its hands are now groping any wall or surface it can find, but it does strike at the locations that new people were at. And let's see.
Does it crit me again?
No, it does not crit anybody. But Nakia does. Let me see. Actually, what's your armor?
13.
No, it does not hurt you, but it does slide off your armor.
Okay.
It's not striking at Berl, but it
It's
is.
an extra.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's been distracted from what Berl did, which wasn't loud. And
Well, I didn't want to do wasn't loud either.
yeah. Warren, it strikes at you, but it doesn't manage to hurt you at all either, and it doesn't manage to hurt Grog, because Grog has a bazillion AC. 18 is stupid. I don't think it's allowed. Anyway, so it flails madly, but now it's just starting to go. It's starting to get really, really twitchy, and it's every time it moves. You hear the little ning, so the bell just and this thing is just flailing randomly.
That's my
The initiative
cowbell.
order will break down now because there's no turns to be had, because this will make attacks until everyone is dead or leaves the room or whatever.
Yeah,
It's just flailing forever. So
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Death by cowbell.
I leave.
I mean, well, it's got disadvantage, but it's got to roll twice. Okay, it misses you.
Okay. I will also be leaving.
We
My
could have
work-
left at any time, by the way.
My work here is done.
Okay.
Can I like roll to climb up Grog and rip that wig off his head?
Well, now that would have been a Grog activity just as much as a blog activity.
Actually, that was. Yeah, that's
That
true.
was kind of his inner blog, an inner Grog making
I'm
that
gonna
move.
try to leave as well.
Okay.
I think you'll be okay. I don't think it will hear you over the endless bells.
14 doesn't.
I just
14 doesn't hurt you, does
This
it?
was like
14 hits me.
Shoot. Okay. It's gonna roll damage then.
That's gonna hurt.
Wait,
Shoot. How's 12 sound?
Wait, is he within?
I'm unconscious.
Is he within 5 feet of me at the time? Because I would
I'll
have
let
just
you
been,
try.
Okay, then I can use my protection ability and impose disadvantage.
It already had disadvantage.
Oh.
Your belt strike gave it
And
disadvantage.
you can't get 2 disadvantages at the same time.
Okay.
So you got
double
12 damage is -7 hit points. So I'm unconscious.
Wow. Nakia?
Nakia gets
Not at
slammed
all.
against the wall. It doesn't like grab him, but it does smash him against the wall and he's out like a light.
I look right at Grog and I point to Nakia and I say, "You see what you did?"
Actually, it's like a really good idea. If we were trapped in the room, this would
It
reduce it to
flails again when you say that, but it scrapes a wall on the other side
I
of the room.
was
Am
outside.
I
Doesn't
still?
matter. It hurts something.
Am I outside or inside?
You are right next to the entrance, just totally unconscious, just boom.
No, how are we gonna pick
Warren,
that guy
are you
up?
leaving?
I'm gonna leave quietly, yes.
Alright, make a stealth check.
Okay.
Everybody else is making stealth checks. They really should, but
I
I
stealth
did.
check. I was super stealthy.
no,
I rolled a stealth check.
Look, let's
that
just
cost
be
me
clear.
20
Grog
points.
saved everybody here.
That was 20.
That was nat 20 or just 20?
Just 20.
Just 20. It doesn't notice you escape.
When do you want me to start just rolling death saves, or how do you want me to do that?
Well, is anyone going to take you out of the room?
I will
I don't
drag
know
him
if we're
along.
strong enough.
I'll drag him along.
He's not really that heavy. He's heavy, but he's not impossible for Grog to carry.
I think I'm like
Look, okay, just
I'm almost
fundamentally,
400 pounds.
yeah, Grog can lift that because of his strength. I know that, but I know that Berl would have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I would be able to do
A lot
that.
of good adrenaline pumping through my veins.
Alright, now that I can see, I'm gonna.
Right, they drag you into the hallway. I guess they can stabilize you because
I'm just gonna.
you're not really in danger.
He
Are you
got
guys going to
some.
shut the door behind you?
Is
Is it a door?
I thought
There
it
was
was
a door
open.
that entered in the room.
Before we do that,
You just left it open.
I'm gonna like hover, like leave the door open a crack and try a persuasion check again. Oh, that was even worse.
3.
Yeah.
What's the modifier for that though?
It was just 1, so
Just once a 4.
I was gonna try and be like,
No,
hold
give it
still.
1. Oh, well, that's not too great. It's not really doing too much, but it's starting to flail kind of in more specific ways, and you can kind of tell it's trying to figure out where the bell is.
Okay,
The universe is made
Can
of
I-
bells now for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, it's trying.
can I yell into the room
You can
back?
absolutely
Okay.
yell.
Can I do an intimidation attempt?
Roll intimidation.
Okay, I want to try and intimidate it into being still for its own sake. You want the pain to stop? Stop moving. Okay.
Okay, roll.
15.
15.
I have my orc to get it.
Give it disadvantage. Roll again.
14.
14.
Oh, that's
It doesn't really intimidate it. And you can. Well, actually, let me roll. It actually notices the direction you came from. Just wonder what I rolled for that. Anyway,
The sound?
it hears where you're trying to intimidate it from, and it just like slams into the door, which shakes the door, and the door is shuddering now as this thing just assaults the door.
I'm backing away from that door real fast. I
I'm
tried.
going to use my cartography to make them mad.
Interesting.
No, hurry, let's go shake the other hand.
Wait, Nakia, how are you doing health-wise? Are you conscious?
I'm unconscious.
Okay.
I have succeeded twice and failed once.
Okay, I'm gonna do a medicine check. Oh, good.
And that one.
And that one.
Medicine
I slap him on the face. Hey!
I failed one.
Feed him poison or
Do I,
Basically,
Yeah, that's
do I fail one?
you failed one, so you're at 2 and 2.
Oh no. Oh, look what you did.
I'm gonna roll it and let fate decide.
Warren, this
I don't care what you're gonna
Warren.
do. I pass.
Oh, yeah, he's survived.
He
I'm
stabilized.
stable. But
He
I'm
was
still
on death edge
unconscious.
for a while. Oh gosh.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pour one of my cheap potions down his unconscious throat.
So I stabilized, which means I got 1 hit point.
Okay.
And then now I have 2 more, so I'm at 3 hit points.
And you get 2 drinks out of it, so I guess I'll just wait for a while for that one, for the liquid in your mouth to slowly recede and then pour the rest in. I've been a great doctor so far. I've done a lot of bad first aid checks.
You're like, I think this
So,
one is the health.
Nakia, you
is
do come to
COVID.
consciousness, you hear this loud thunk, 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 and there's a flick sound, and there's a snap, and the ringing in the room stops as the
What?
thunking continues.
How? Oh, it got the bell?
There's no bell. It's a spell.
I thought
It's a 30-meter radius. You have to use a bell up to cast it. But
But there's a closed door, and you have no idea what's going on in the other room.
well, besides thunking on the doorstep.
Thunking, yes.
And the bell that stopped for some odd reason.
The alarm spell, you can tell the spell's not functioning anymore.
You can try and talk to it now, Warren. Meanwhile, while I have my eyesight back, I'm gonna peer down this hall, and I would assume I can see a faint glowing over here.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna make my way over to that.
Making your way downtown, walking fast.
Yep.
Quartermaster.
I'm gonna try persuasion.
Space is passed, and I'm home
I'm
back.
gonna start pulling Nakia away from the door.
Yeah.
He's barely conscious now because he got health potions. He's at like how many HP?
5.
2? 5? Yeah. So he's conscious now. He's just like beating the snot out of.
I think I'm still dragging him. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Alright then.
I can't really do much. It's not, well,
You could.
I could. I'm big enough that I could.
Okay, I'm gonna. Casting modifier. What the heck is my spellcasting modifier?
You just find it on the.
Should be based on wisdom because you're a ranger.
Okay. What? Okay. I think I did the wrong thing anyway. Okay, I'm gonna use up another spell slot. I'm gonna touch Nakia,
Okay.
and as I touch him, it will add some HP to him. We'll add 3 more HP.
He's got spells, except for me, I just realized.
You have a strange needle.
I do have a strange needle.
Okay, so he
Did
just.
it give me superpowers?
I use
Can
up
fly?
a spell slot, and all he gets
Well, there's
is
no
3 more
thing that made
points
you
of health.
aware of any superpowers, but when you did pick it up, you felt a prick.
I did feel a prick. I got bit by a spider. I have Spider-Man powers. Go web.
Okay,
I can tell you want to tell me so badly, but you're just like trying not to.
It's all of a sudden a Marvel crossover D&D.
Inner peace.
so you have 3 more health points.
He's at 8.
I'm
He's
going
doing
to.
pretty well.
I'm going to use my second wind to try and regain some HP as I'm
All right, roll for it.
But not to me.
9 extra ones. HP. Cool.
Look at you.
I'm back up to 33.
Did you buy any potions earlier at the
Yeah.
shop? Okay, you
How many
can.
I have now?
You're healthy enough to start drinking. Oh yeah.
Enough to
No
start drinking.
consequences!
Sure. I'm just down to the 9.
How many do I have?
You think there's no consequences, and I'm going to let you think that.
How long are we
I think
gonna?
it's just playing with us.
Murder.
Oh gosh.
Do you want to do a short rest?
Well, it's trying to break down the door, so. Nakia, you're still delirious. I'm still carrying you.
What's your HP?
Never leave a man
I'm at
behind.
8 HP.
Oh, interesting. The needle twitches.
As I'm next to the statue, or just in general?
It's
It twitches.
twitching.
Okay.
The needle and look at
Hey,
it.
can I?
It twitches towards your team.
Poke. Nakia.
What?
With
It
the
twitches
needle.
towards what?
It's twitching towards the people down the hall that are your team dudes.
Okay, so as I'll go to them and I'll like hold it out and see who it's pointing to.
It's
Goes
twitching
right-
towards Nakia and Warren.
Gonna go right through my head.
And
He's
I'm
dead.
also damaged, so I don't.
As you pass Nakia, it starts twitching back. It's
Oh,
twitching
no.
towards Nakia.
okay, buddy.
Maybe it's a single use that heals me.
Experimental
Or
medicine.
maybe it kills me.
Poke him.
As you poke him, the needle kind of just flicks out of your hand and starts to like slowly like crawl through Nakia. His injuries, and it begins to sew him up. But you see there's a thread connected to it, and it's starting to draw from you, and it's this faint, thin thing, but you can tell it's just glistening, and it's just attached to your wrist.
So I have Spider-Man needle sewing powers.
It starts to, you feel a pulling sensation.
Or it's like draining.
And Nakia, you gain up to, roll for a one-hit die.
One hit die for free, or do I use it up?
You don't, well, you use it up.
Okay.
You're never
roll?
gonna get healed.
I rolled 2 plus 3.
So 5? Alright, so you gain 10 hit points back. And Berl, you feel a stinging pain, and you lose, let's see, 5 of that.
Okay.
So I healed 10 hit points.
You healed 10.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well, now you know.
Berl, you start to feel this exhaustion creep into you, and that's the end of that. But the needle slithers back to your hand.
Okay, I'll put the needle back away now. I guess that's the necromancy item.
I told you.
I kind of figured as much it would be, because I don't see how necromancy could fit into the wheel that I picked up. So, interesting.
Hey, while they're doing all that crap, can I shake the hand of this guy?
Sure.
Which guy?
This one.
You do, door appears.
And I will tally ho.
Alright, you go on in. This room has, well,
We'll unleash all the creatures.
there are 6 statues in this room.
I'll follow him.
Each of them is holding out, just a book. Like, kind of like a choir book, almost.
Blog like.
Can I follow him?
You can absolutely follow them. Everyone knows how this works. They can all follow you in.
I'm gonna stand in the doorway as I follow.
There's 6 statues.
There are 6 statues. It's a pretty
Are
small
you coming,
room.
Brill?
Kind of like something you find in like the corner of a cathedral. Small cloister of sorts with statues.
Can I roll
kind of
for-
all-
Staying outside.
Can I
don't
roll
know
for
if it
perception?
trusts
Just in
What
case?
Krog's gonna do
Yes,
in
you may
here.
roll perception.
20.
Oh, is that at 20?
18
Oh,
plus.
darn. Okay.
21.
I love nets. Sorry, it's just my thing. They're all identical statues, and each of them is holding this choir book, which you know is written the words, there's literally the word hymn in abyssal on each book.
Okay.
And then each of them are faces covered, much like other statues that you've seen around. There's not really a whole lot else except for the floor has that large mouth shape carved into the stone on it.
Can I try using my my poet ability or my popular demand ability to play a song for the statues?
Well, you can do one anyway. Just roll performance.
Okay.
But all
Nat
that
20.
is about getting a performance.
Nat 20.
It's a pretty grand performance. The acoustics are perfect in this room.
Yeah.
And
We are all moved to tears, except for the statue.
the statues do not respond because they are statues. But it's really good sounding. It's the best you've ever heard you play this song in your life.
I'm brought to tears.
And what kind of song were you playing?
The song of my people.
It's
We all have a
feels
greater-
The
super
song.
half orky.
The song of my people. There's
It's
one.
super half orky in this room right now. Like this room has been claimed for half orcs.
This is now half orc.
Everyone who walks in feels like a half orc.
Hope you all enjoy that.
Okay.
Okay, I like getting nat 20s for my shenanigans because you have to describe the shenanigans of the show. Because they're ridiculous, and I know that, but...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm out of ideas, guys. It's either that or smashing things, so...
So there's just a bunch of statues with
And there's
books
nothing
on
to
it?
vanquish here for
Each of them
Block.
holding out a book.
And all the books have the word him written on them?
Only Grog notices that it says him. Everyone else sees these letters in abyssal that you don't know.
Look, I'm gonna go touch
They're
one of them to
handbooks.
see what it says.
Okay.
I say
You're gonna cast a spell again, or how long does that last?
It lasts an hour.
Cool. You do. You say it says him. You also read in each of these hymn books. You can kind of read these other words that were on top of the pages. You can read the hymn that they're all turned to is the hymn of the servant.
Ooh.
And like the first line of the hymn is about bowing.
Quartermaster. What do quartermasters do? I forget.
They're like take care of all the equipment and stuff, usually, I think.
I would imagine you've told us all of this stuff of what's going on.
Yeah. What was going on? I completely forgot everything.
All the
about
statues,
bowing.
the hymn books have the words about bowing in it, but it's not an abyssal. The hymn book inside, just the title.
Okay, I'm doing a 19 history check. What does a quartermaster do?
Quartermasters are well known. Every army needs one. Every castle needs one. Anyone of any kind of organization needs a quartermaster to manage the quarters and the material. They organize and run the entire thing. Quartermasters can range in officiality based on like what rank and what they do. But basically, some can be as high as kings in rank and how much power they hold, and some are basically just like small town kind of mayors or even smaller like squad managers who manage 10 people's stuff. But they are basically the most essential member of any group because they keep them running.
So not terribly servant-like. But he... okay.
I'm gonna go up and bow at each of the statues.
Okay. As you do, the circle around you kind of just snaps up as these like jaws glide up, and they go down, and you're gone.
Wait, what happened?
Everyone sees
Every room is.
Berl disappear, and Berl, you find yourself in a dark mirror of that room, and on each of the walls there's a kind of plaque in like just memorial stones.
Can I read anything on the memorial stones?
These are all written in languages you don't know.
Naturally.
The one that that doesn't have languages that we can read.
Did I get second or was it only her?
Just me.
You
Just
didn't
her.
bow.
Oh, I thought the whole room did that.
Oh, the whole room did it. Just it went through you.
Like dragged her down to the ground or something.
Yeah, she just disappeared.
I will try bowing as well.
I might as well.
As you do, it snaps and you disappear and appear right next to her.
Hi!
Hey!
Hello.
Read this!
I always get peer pressured
Okay.
into these things because I don't want you guys to leave me alone in rooms like that.
With the dark hands over.
Howdy ho!
There's a formerly human crazy
World of
thing
Hunger Dreams.
trying to get into the hallway.
Sorry, what?
You see Warren there, but much more sullen than the others. Like,
Say what?
Tally ho.
I don't
Tell me
like
how.
anything about
Alright.
this.
Everyone's just bowing in this sort of incredibly dark version of the other room.
So you said
Okay.
there's memorial stones?
They are. You can read each of these. They are each of the statues you have seen. There are 6 of them, and they are each described in detail, long, boring, excruciating detail about each of their lives. But they are also mentioning things they may have possessed. The hunter does mention a spear. You know, the quartermaster does mention a needle. Like, things that you may have heard or seen about, they are all mentioned in these. It
What-
provides a whole bunch of backstory
What other
that I'm
things
sure
are
you don't want to
mentioned?
know.
What
Yeah,
things
what are
are
these items?
what other things are mentioned in there besides the spear and the
It mentions
And I'm probably reading this as well, kind of skimming through it to like notice those things. What thing is paired with what person or
the hunter had the spear, the quartermaster has the needle,
Oh, you should have used the spear on the
the midget.
thing.
It doesn't mention a specific thing for the midget, but it does mention that they were a king.
So crowns.
It also mentions that the bookkeeper had a book. Go figure. A strange book. Maybe one you've had.
I like books.
So I was
it mentions that one of them had a staff. This one's probably the one that mentions elves and died peacefully. It does mention the Grand Marshal had a sword.
Which is probably in that room that we failed.
So I was right. It was the hunter's spear that you got.
I
I called
also
it
missing
All the more
staff.
reason Nakia should have used the spear on that crazy creature thing.
I tried to.
Yeah.
I freaking tried, and then I stomped on the ground and died.
So
Got
we're still in this little this dark version of the same room. Is there anything else that
The upside down.
is visible besides?
There's nothing in there that's visible except for maybe on the floor. This one is the other symbol as well, the one that you saw in the mural, kind of in the three goddess statue room. This one has the crown teeth. This one has the great leviathan encircling it, and it has the three symbols on the floor. But these ones have small kind of things that you could possibly take from it. Star, sun, moon.
Can we take those things?
If you want to,
Can I take those things?
yes, you
I
can.
will take those things.
Globs them. Imagine they're enormous.
Just keep putting them into the pot.
Gus, like
As you do, you notice that the orb you put in later has disappeared.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
What?
He has fallen victim to the orb room as well.
Guys, I had an orb in my backpack and now it's gone.
Oh yeah, that was really fun.
That was
What was fun about it?
Disappearing. That happened to us too.
Okay, so now I have a sun, a moon, and stars in my backpack?
Yeah, these sort of disc-like shapes with a star, sun, and a moon on each of them.
Okay, cool. So how do we get out of this room, guys?
We should put him back, but in different order.
We should bow, but back.
This is true. So hold on now. You said there's
That would bring her back.
pedestals that these things were sitting on. Are these pedestals in the same place as the indentations in the mural of the other room?
Exactly the same.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Greg, give me those, and I know where to put them.
Okay.
Last time...
you're still wearing that ring.
Oh, never mind.
Chivalry, right?
That's true.
To a
I
young
was
lady.
gonna.
That's... No.
You should give him the thing, and I don't intimidate you.
Well, last time you did something, you stuck a needle in this guy. So
And he's alive.
I don't know if I trust either of you, because you almost like poisoned him, and you stuck a needle in him.
He's alive because they put the needle in
We
him.
actually made
She
it-
almost killed him.
All right. Okay, fine, I'll give it to you. Here you
Okay. So I will take the orbs and put them in the order that we did, where we had the sun on the top, the moon in the middle, and the star on the bottom.
As you do, it does return to the regular room.
Yay!
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Well,
now that we
we
know,
have escaped.
Now we've got some knowledge about stuff.
Knowledge.
Well, we didn't really read about the needle or the sword or anything
There wasn't
like
much
that.
about them as objects. It was more as like mentioned as like this great hunter has the spear of, and you don't really know the words. Like they're not in Abyssal either. They're a name and terms that are not things you are used to hearing.
okay.
I'm just trying to think if we're missing items, because you get the
Perhaps they
spear.
are a fusion of different languages.
We don't
I
have
have
the
the
sword.
Sword?
I have the book.
We don't have the sword or the staff.
There's a book, a crown, a staff, a sword,
A crown,
a needle,
yeah.
and a
Well,
spear.
yeah.
It was the crown to the midget.
Crown is the midget, yeah. So I know we got the spear, the needle, in the book.
Oh,
Do we have the crown, staff, or sword?
No.
we have the sword. We don't have
have
the
the
sword, the staff, or the crown.
Now,
Yes.
We have the needle, the spear, and the book.
who did leave a knife in that orb room?
It does not resemble the sword in any way.
I want to make sure we're not going to backtrack.
It's a very small
But she
sword.
did have something.
She had the knife, but she set it down. I don't know.
Okay.
It was one of the items the DM had to make up because she was trying to steal something.
I'm gonna leave this room.
You're not
I
wrong.
think I might follow.
I'm gonna leave this room and I'm gonna go that direction again because I'm not really enthused.
Pretty grown with respect. Only Josh gets to.
I'm not really super enthused with this one room, so I'm gonna go towards that one. Is that one holding out his hand?
It is.
Can I shake that one's hand?
Absolutely.
I thought this one was the one that was because
Yeah,
got the
'cause this
Oh,
glowing-
sorry, that one's not holding out its head, but you do touch it.
I meant the one that has the glowing eye. The one glowing eye.
It's the midget.
Yes, the one glowing eye, the midget statue. Yes, you can go over and grab its hand.
I like these things, and I'm
The
gonna shake
midget
its
was
hand.
killed by the vial.
There's a door.
Oh, I'm gonna shake its hand, and I'm gonna go through the door.
Died gloriously in battle against
You
it.
guys all following me or no?
Yes.
Yeah, put me over with them.
Is there still banging going on from this room?
There is no banging.
Okay.
That's ominous. There's also no ringing.
He's
There's
just.
no ringing.
He's
There's
probably
no
just
banging.
glad
No noise
it's
comes
finally
from there.
quiet. He's probably just relieved to have silence.
Yeah, he probably listened to my intimidation and stopped making noise. I'm telling you.
If you want to think that, you can think that.
Grog vanquished another one, Ben. The blog vanquished another one, so.
Maybe while they're going into this room, I can sneak up. There's something with this guy, and I want to find out what it is.
I think it has to do with my spear.
Yeah, why don't you
Do
come,
you want me to
hunter.
try?
come with me?
Whoa.
You guys go and do your thing. I don't trust you. You already messed it up.
Sorry, who's going where?
I'm interested in because I saw.
Has already vanquished that creature. Blog has already vanquished the
So
creature.
as far as Blog knows, there is nothing that he
There's
needs to
no
worry about.
reason to go back to this room,
So you can just
he's gonna continue
Yeah.
and go shake the hand of that midget.
Split the party.
He was so before I open up the door, I'll just tell these guys that I think you already know, but I'll reiterate. He was muttering deeper, 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 and then when we were there, he called out, "Who's there?"
I can also.
It's probably the cultist from before from the other cave.
I can also like tell them like, and that thing was definitely human. Maybe once a bunch of humans.
That sounds creepy.
So and the room is
You want me to stab him?
no.
Try
Don't.
talking.
Sorry, what are you guys
They're
doing?
gonna go back to the room.
We're not
The
opening
room
the
where
door.
I died.
Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds like fun.
There's gonna be a door between us and that thing at all times.
Okay.
we're just discussing what we know about it.
I'm not a tank.
And we know that the walls are
Very
perfectly
close.
like polished, so everything ecolates off of it, and that thing hates noise. So we need to be like as quiet as possible.
But now Blog isn't with you guys. He's going the other way.
Or
Okay.
we're trying to talk to it, but very quietly. It may not be sane enough to talk to us anymore.
So Ben,
Who knows?
and meanwhile, Blog is shaking the hand of the midget.
Yeah, you see the door in the midget, like when you shake the hand, the midget disappears, there's a door.
Okay, I'm
Just like the other two.
We also know that this particular statue had the spear, so I look at Nakia. I'm like, what if you go first and just kind of hold out the spear, and we'll see what happens.
But I want to stab him with it.
Yeah, if
We'll try
The
communicating with
statue,
this thing.
the spear just hits the statue.
Well, we're not.
Oh,
we're not
Oh,
hitting
we're
the
talking about
statue.
the monster.
Yeah, we're
But Ben, why don't
talking
you resolve
about
them, and
plans.
I'll come back in a minute.
Okay, if you want to.
Yeah, and we can come back to me in a minute.
Okay.
Alright, who wants to try and persuade it through the door? I tried a bunch of times, but all my rolls were
I
bad.
don't think it could understand us. It only spoke in an unknown language. Because I don't know what language, I just could understand it.
Can you
You were
speak
speaking
in
in
that
tongues.
language?
because if
I
this,
cannot speak to it because I don't know what language it
he
was.
killed.
Comprehend languages let you understand what things are said, but it doesn't let you say it.
Yeah.
No, he said it said he died against the vial, the hunter, but struck down the vial's chosen.
Yeah, so he struck the viol's chosen, and he was the one with the spear. So maybe try and stab it, because I know when you were trying to, somebody was
That's what
trying.
I've been saying the whole time.
Like I'm game for maybe trying to communicate, because at least that way we don't kill it if we were supposed to communicate with it. But if it starts coming after us, then yeah, definitely stab it.
It's already come after us.
All
It already
communicate.
killed me. I'm gonna come back and kill it.
How do you propose we communicate with it if we can't speak its language?
Clicks.
Rude.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and stab it.
You're going in the door?
We'll shake the
I'm
hand and
gonna go
go.
into the door.
As you open the door, you notice there's nothing there. The room is empty now.
Weird.
Really?
Does it really echo in there?
It echoes
Hello.
really loud.
Got it.
I was getting ready to be sneaky.
Maybe
Dang it!
maybe you can still be sneaky.
I'm gonna be sneaky anyway and walk in. I rolled it. That might have been cocked, but I don't know.
What was it?
It was a 4 plus.
Stealth is at the bottom. It's an S.
Oh. Plus 3.
Plus 3.
Yeah, 7. It
Oh, you just
doesn't.
stop right in and there's nothing there.
I just walk in.
Nothing flinches, nothing slithers. There's no, who's theirs? There's none of that.
I am
Okay.
very disappointed
The eerie echoes of your footsteps.
in not necessarily stabbing, just with my spear.
There's
Into
this
the ground.
loud gah that echoes just gah.
And then I walk out.
Alright. So
Okay.
I guess we're joining Grog after
Yeah,
all.
I guess we will.
I mean, I was
Actually, before I walk out, I am going to just investigate and see if there's like anything different about the walls. That's 6 plus investigation, which is 0, so 6. So yeah, I'm assuming that
come
it just looks the same as before.
all right, Grog. Before everyone else gets a chance.
Oh wow,
to
they're all back with me.
They opened the door and nothing was there.
It's very
They checked.
disappointing.
It's in this room. Just kidding.
No, this room you see a rather small skeleton of a human sitting on a throne, and there's a kind of a gold crown on its head, and it's just collapsed against this throne.
Can I take the crown?
You can walk in and take the crown if you want.
I will take the crown.
Right? You go in to take the crown, and as soon as you touch the crown, give me a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, I've done this before. Okay. That's what I did with the book.
You're gonna win all the things.
He is the one who dives right for them first,
16.
16.
regardless if it's a trap.
All right. You pick up the crown, and it sort of flashes with light, but not too much else happens.
And I put it on my head.
You put it on your head, and it feels like a crown.
With the blonde flowing hair and the crown.
And then we all walk in.
Blog is complete.
It just feels pretty heavy.
He's no King Blog.
Like it feels unusually heavy.
King Blog has it's the weight of a kingship.
I think at this point we start
It's the
walking
weight
in.
of responsibility, guys.
Well, alright. Well, guess I'll do a perception check on the skeleton. I probably see that it's a skeleton with a 5.
I would imagine
This is a short human.
I'm pretty sure it's the midget king that was described over
It doesn't
there.
take a huge leap of logic to assume that.
No, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure. There's no perception checks needed in this room. We got the Cramonite, and we got 2 more we gotta
We
find.
have King Blog.
Now, let's try and go through that door again. I don't know if we've passed the trail or not.
Which one?
This one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everyone wants to go
I
there.
think we're gonna
All right,
We gotta be like that. Me.
Because it's fun.
all right. So as you go back into the maze of death, because there's dead things everywhere, you know.
It is the catacombs.
You know, it's a maze of absolute dead people. It's great.
Because you wrecked him.
As you go, there are just things kind of turning and they're going up and down. It's really almost more of a hive of like tunnels through bones. And you kind of keep going, and you approach this sort of forked road. But each tunnel, one goes kind of left, one kind of goes right.
Is this something that we've been to before when we first went through? Or is this new?
This is a new one.
We're glancing both directions with a 16.
Okay. You see the one to the left goes up a bit, and the one to the right goes down a bit.
We must go deeper. Go deeper.
We need to go deeper.
We need to go deeper.
I'm curious about what's up there. Maybe something good?
Berl is like curious on everything we've ever run into.
I'm gonna investigate
I hate to leave stuff behind.
with a 9, kind of smelling the air to see which one seems more fresh.
Left one seems more fresh.
Which is
So I don't
upwards or
figure.
downwards?
Up.
Let's go to the unfresher one.
Yeah. Maybe we could check this on our way out, or is the whole thing probably just gonna flip it around and it's gonna be weird, like going to Bogdana's where we step out the door and
Okay,
then we're
so-
gone back outside.
Oh yeah. Bogdan is great.
Blog, in his newfound wisdom as king, compromises and
Are
says,
you now blocking?
"Oh yes, King
King
Blog."
Blog.
King Blog.
Not the same as Vlog.
King Blog says, "Let's be judicious about this." I don't think he knows what judicious means, but let's go the left way, and if it does circle back, we'll just go the right way.
But let's go the right way.
Yeah.
The right way is the correct way. Because we are
Left
to
goes
go.
up.
Your persuasion has worked.
Wait, she's also persuading.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we need to go deeper. But what if there's something that we need on the other way before we go deeper?
King Blog is persuaded both ways. Any
Split the
third
parts.
persuasion? Third persuasion here?
Warren is gonna side with her. Like, I guess we'll check to see if there's something up there.
We'll go up.
Deeper.
Okay.
It's decided.
Alright.
Maybe healing items or something. That
So
would
you
be
guys
helpful, right?
heading to the left one?
Yes.
Yes, I
Alright. You guys go left, and it keeps going kind of just steady upward pace, and it starts to get a bit lighter and lighter and lighter.
Come out.
So it's either torches or we found
And
the
then you
outside.
see at the end of the hallway, there is this skeleton that's not part of the wall, that's holding a kind of an orb of some kind.
The orb.
And it's just clutching this orb and sort of laying against the other bones on the wall.
Okay, well I don't want to set off any traps, so I'm gonna do a perception on that skeleton.
Investigation.
Yes.
Skeleton.
9 plus 1 is 10.
It's a bunch of bones.
Somebody else want to try?
Well, King
Mr.
Blog
Bones.
usually just goes and picks stuff up because he owns it all. It's all Blog.
Let me see
But
that.
I'll let you guys go first, and if you guys want to try it, because Blog's already got a crown.
Go Nakia.
I also see that it's a skeleton. It sure is big. How big is it?
Human size.
I see bones. The bones.
Oh, I should roll perception
I will
checks because everyone
consult
else
the
is.
bones.
All right, let's try
Yeah,
it.
we both failed it.
4 times the charm.
I thought you just picked it up.
16.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. If there's anything to see but bones.
I rolled a 16.
It's holding an orb. A shiny golden orb.
So 16, that's all it gets us?
16?
Yeah.
The orb is sort of swirly inside, and the skeleton. It's just, there's so many skeletons here. It's hard to make things out, but it does kind of come to this end. And there are a few more bones that are not part of the wall, just lying kind of next to the skeleton. There's really not a lot to describe here, man.
This is a
You
thing.
should just pick it up. Because that's what King Blog would do.
King Blog will go pick up the shiny thing.
All right, you pick up the shiny thing?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
What check do I have to roll? I'm just kidding.
Initiative.
We're rolling.
No initiative, not for this. As you grab this orb, the skeleton doesn't let go, and you pull the skeleton in half, like the torso and arms come with,
This reminds me a lot
but the
of
head
Spy
falls
Kids
off
too.
and the legs remain where they were. And then you start to hear, and bone, like hands, start to like kind of like pull themselves off the walls. Heads start to like slowly pop out of the floor and the sides, and they're all kind of turning towards you.
Hey guys, did you ever watch that Spy Kids 2 play? feels a lot like this.
Well, I never watched my kids too, and running.
Can I drag the orb with us while we run away?
Are we running down?
All right, you're gonna make a run for it.
Yes.
We are running.
Everyone's running for it.
Where are we running?
Back down the
Well,
hallway.
there's only one direction.
Because it's a dead end.
Well, oh, it
Literally.
is?
Yeah. There's only one way to run, though. Let's run.
Then let's go
So
down.
we go back
Yeah,
down.
I think I'll go back there.
Holy cow! I was hoping I could roll like 4 nat 20s. Didn't happen.
Well, you rolled 2.
All right, what happens?
As you guys are running, hands just start like full hands, just and like trying to grab at the orb. One full skeleton just collapses on top of. Well, there's only 4 people, so let's roll.
Oh boy.
Going forth. Berl gets pounced on by a skeleton.
Do I get to try and do a saving throw for
Dexterity
that?
saving throw, yeah.
Ooh, that's a 20.
Nice. So you dodge just in time. The skeleton just slams against the things and just collapses. Another series of hands. This is about 10 hands. Just hands. Just fling from the wall and just start pelting Warren and
Skeleton or
Grog.
fleshy?
Skeletons. That's all this place is skeletons.
Hands, but...
And I need you guys to find some way to not be absolutely mugged by hands.
I think
all I
we
can
Just
do
they
is
grab and clutch and slam against you.
all I can do is an athletics check to try and like roll, maybe.
All right, make a roll.
Let's see. Yeah, that's my only other specialty. So. Oh my goodness!
Nat 1, you get grabbed by a ton of them, and they start to pin you against the wall. You're not holding the orb though. The hands are upset and they slap you.
Again with the slapping.
But they begin to drag you with them, and then you start to see actual like things dragging you with as they try and reach towards Grog. But you are grappled by these hands.
Grog will use his evasive footwork ability to boost his AC while he's moving.
Okay.
Oh, only by 1. Alright, his AC is 19 now.
Okay. They don't actually manage to get a grab on you, but are you going to leave your friends to die in this dead end of skeletons?
They're interested in the orb, so I think I'm going to take the orb with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab onto Warren's hand and try and pull him out.
Roll athletics.
Athletics, that's my best one.
That's what I thought.
And it's a nat 1.
The hands pull Warren with them, and they grab you too. As you're trying so hard, but Warren can't be budged, and more hands start to just.
I rolled a 6.
Aren't they dragging
And just-
Aren't they dragging them with them though?
They're
to try
dragging
and
them
get
with
to
you, but now they're fully imprisoned, and Warren's starting to be surrounded by cages of ribs and skulls that are just kind of latched around. And so Warren's kind of imprisoned now in this sort of coffin of bones.
You hear very muffled screaming.
Berl is fine because she managed to not be grabbed by the hands.
She managed to not roll a
They're
one.
still running now?
But she's behind all this happening, and behind her, the tunnel starts to collapse.
Oh,
of just bones.
We should have Indiana Jonesed it and like replaced it with something. Too bad the other orb was disappeared, you know.
It's too bad.
That would have been cool if I thought of
So
that.
this orb is like shiny and bright, right?
Brilliant gold.
Brilliant
the
gold.
richest gold ever seen.
Yes. King Blog is rich
King Blog is gonna cause death if he doesn't bring that back.
and glorious.
Interesting.
Okay, so I mean we're still running down. I'm still running down the hallway.
Does
I don't know
King
what's going on.
Blog want to have the burden of knowing that he's
As
caused
you guys
people
run,
to
you're
die
about back
because
to
of
the
his greed?
split where the paths
Okay.
kind of diverged. And there are starting to be even more problems. This time, there is an entire like set of ribs, just ribs on top of ribs on top of ribs in this massive kind of like chain that is just sort of slithering around and like starts to approach, just spiraling around the tunnel towards you.
I'm gonna try a persuasion check on King Blog. That's a 19. I'm gonna say,
Very persuasive.
King Blogstar, your people are dying because of that orb.
Remember that you are all also running desperately while all this is going on.
This is not a
King
running.
People are dying because of this orb. You
I
need
thought
to
she
give
was
it
back
back.
behind. Did she even talk to you?
She's behind it. There's clickety clatties. You have disadvantage. Roll again.
Aye.
Sorry.
That was a good one too.
I know. I just realized. I'm sorry.
That was a 17, so I still have 15 was the 19 was the low one.
You can still hear her.
Okay.
So
She's petitioning his grace.
Yes.
Either accept it or
King
have.
Blogstar, your people are dying because of this orb that you have, and we're all going to die. You must do the noble thing and sacrifice it for the better good.
I think.
What guarantee do we have if we put it back that they'll stop? That's my question.
What guarantee do we have that we're not gonna die if you don't?
I don't think there's either. It could go. It's 50-50. It's 50-50.
You guys reach the actual point now
Okay.
of the split, and the ribcage snake thing is right on you. How are you going to avoid this thing?
I'm gonna smash it with my hammer.
All right, give me an athletics check, because this is basically going to be a feat of sport.
Ooh, sports.
Well, yeah, I mean, how else are you going to say running and hitting something with a hammer while holding an orb and being chased by death?
But get this. My athletics boost is a 5, and I got a nat 20.
You be well. I mean, I don't know how you think this, but I like to think that Grog does like the football kind of jump over the like kind of the end zone thing and jumps just over this ribcage, which snaps actually in an uncariously inhuman thing, like almost like a Venus flytrap. And the ribs just like intersect, but they miss. And Grog kind of just gets to roll down the right path instead of the way he came.
Oh crap!
So he's heading down the right of the branch instead of.
I wanted to go back the way we came. Oh, right.
Well, that's where the snake thing is. So.
Now, with my 19 persuasion roll, shouldn't he have something to try and counter that?
Contest.
It would be wisdom or charisma.
Roll for.
Persuasion, like if I fail, she would just automatically persuade me to do it.
No.
Yeah.
But she would have a point, and I would like you to consider it. If she doesn't,
All right.
like, then don't consider it at all. Do what you want.
What do I roll? What is it?
Is it wisdom or charisma save?
Roll for. Well, it depends. I mean, are you trying to resist her persuasion by being like, I will do what I want because I'm king? Or are you going to do what you want because I'm the wise king? The king knows best. Like, which one? You know?
Okay, so
Authority or wisdom?
it doesn't much matter because it's 17 either way, which is what she got.
Alright.
So,
I'm going to rule this that she has a point
okay.
to King Grog.
Okay.
King Blog King. And, but he does not have to deign to answer peasants. This would be
Wait,
magnanimous
okay,
if he did.
hey.
But-
Okay, so if while I'm running, is there anything I can discern about the material this orb is made out of?
You think it's made out of most solid gold, enchanted by only the greatest of half-orc sorcerers.
I have position of privilege,
Here you go. What do you say?
Yeah, but
because I'm a noble, so I'm not a peasant.
okay, well, you want to use that? All right, I'll give you advantage. You can
As
roll
we're
again.
running, she's trying to appeal to my nobility.
She's gonna use proper manners.
Did she get snapped by the bone thing? Because there was that Venus flytrap that I jumped
was
over.
you.
Jumped over it. Yeah, it's after you. It's not after me.
Well, she's apparently right next to me, or whatever.
She's yelling from like 20 feet down the line, with this mass of bones is dragging these two between you, and there's the snappy thing from the side. It's pretty chaotic in here.
Okay.
It echoes like a beast though, so it's not like you can't miss what she's saying. I'm just interested.
You
to see how
caused all this
goes.
chaos. And you
guys
know
told me
it.
to pick it up. That's what I did, and I ran with it.
He's not.
And you guys told me to run with it.
And I've also told you to put it down!
Yeah, but you know that was shiny, and
It was
I'm a king.
not a roll, but it was a 13. All the same. What would I add to that?
13?
It's persuasion,
Yeah, this would be
which is
yeah,
charisma.
persuasion.
Which is 5. Which makes...
18.
Because yeah, my
18.
persuasion was the other, so yeah, yeah.
What
And
did
then
you roll? 18?
I
I had a
He
17.
is 17? Alright, so he's. King Blog is slightly aware that you have a point and that you're not a peasant. So he should consider this as if you are one of his retainers.
I am your right-hand man, woman, child,
Halfling.
halfling child.
Fine, she has a point, and I throw it back to her.
Alright, make an athletics check.
See if I catch it.
12.
Alright, you make a dexterity saving throw.
I make 16.
Alright,
You got to move this man.
Blog hurls the orb back, and it bounces off of the skeletons, and they all just, it's seizing, there's hands, they miss though. Yep, they miss. And it does go back, and Berl catches it.
Now
They
it's
start
your
falling from
problem.
behind, and now the skeletons from in front are starting to come for you. How do you avoid the skeletons?
And you're surrounded by
I
skeletons.
say, dang it! I don't want it!
Alright. Interesting. The skeletons slam into you, and for a moment you're drowning in a sea of skulls and ironically cackling noises. But then you begin to feel things kind of fade to normality. You're back in the normal room, just the normal tunnels of bones and things. And the orb is just rolling on the floor next to you, glimmering just as beautiful as it was a moment ago, and nothing has changed from the original path.
I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. We're going down the left corridor, and that's it.
Everyone's fine. Everyone's just, you two are lying on the
You mean the
floor.
right quarter.
And,
Yes,
corridor,
the
yeah.
right one. Going back down the right one. We're going down the upper, and we're not touching that.
what?
Uh-oh. Nothing.
Wait, what?
No, all of these guys go first.
Okay. They go first.
Yeah, I'm
Alright, you guys go the right path. What's Blog gonna do?
Blog will pick up the orb again.
He picks up the orb. And he goes again.
But this time we're a lot closer to the end.
You are. Alright, so Blog, I'm gonna need you to make 3 athletics checks if you're gonna follow behind them and try to go the right path with them.
Worse than
3
Coup.
athletic checks. If you make all 3,
We thought we got rid of this problem
What?
when Coup was gone.
If you make all 3, you can get out of this right tunnel with the orb.
Okay, that was an 18, so 23 total.
Cool. That counts.
That was a 16, so 21 total.
That counts.
13.
Alright, I'll give you a partial failure on that one. You make it out of it, but you are going to take, let's see. Wow, that's actually a high number. So I have to reroll. Oh,
Does it hit
darn.
my armor class?
It does.
Over 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of skeletons, man. Like,
Whatever.
the point is you take 9 points of damage from just sheer bludgeoning.
Okay.
Of being smacked the nonsense out of by skeletons. But you do escape with the orb, and as you leave, it's not glowing anymore. It's just this ball, and it looks gold, but you can tell it's not gold.
Yes. Put it in my bag.
It's just a gigantic
Write that down in
paperweight.
your treasures then.
Gigantic paperweight.
And call it the shiny orb of
I'm not
in the
cool.
skeleton tunnel, I don't know.
Okay, so I have 1 charisma crown and 1 shiny orb of greed.
Yeah, call it that.
Okay. I'm acquiring all the treasures, guys.
Gosh.
For our party.
Well, yeah, because
You are
every
worse than
time,
Coup.
every time we go in, you just immediately like Blog rocks up and grabs it.
Or smashes.
This time I did a perception check just for you guys, just so you know.
Alright, so you guys have found yourselves in this sort of large, pretty circular room. This one's pretty big. It's about 40 feet diameter. And kind of towards the middle of this one, the floor though is stone. And this one has a great mural on it. I want everyone to roll a religion check.
Okay.
I rolled a 1,
I demand
and that 1.
Another.
Truly, this is mystifying beyond your wildest dreams. It must speak of the great war between the Flunts and the demons of. Well, you can't remember what they're from, but they were demons. They were spooky. And they had a great battle, and the Flunts won and rearranged the universe in their image.
The Flumps!
I got a 12.
16.
Okay.
That was also 16.
16, not bad. Those with 16. I'll tell you in a moment. 12, you see this great mouth again, framing almost the entire room. And within the mouth, this time, there is the great Leviathan, and there is 6 figures, and there's the great Leviathan. It surrounds them, and just beneath all of them is bones.
The Leviathan is the vial. Because those 6 figures. We've got
And
the hunter.
there's also this one, kind of thing that it's raining. There are literal drops carved from the Leviathan onto them.
And it's oil.
Maybe.
I'll bet you that's what it's going to be.
Okay, so what do we see?
I do not like
What are is that what the people with 16 see?
The people with 16 see that, but you guys also see... Music change. You guys see that there are actually little gold symbols. Once I can fix my music so it actually plays.
Okay.
But there are gold symbols. Each of the figures has a symbol. Book, sword, crown. The whole thing.
I knew it.
Each of them has the thing. But in each of these drops, there are mouths. Each of the drops has a mouth within it. And this Leviathan has no eyes.
Can we... Okay, question. So we just ran for our lives from an undead horde. Can we take a short rest?
You can take a short rest in this room, and I will describe what you see as you take the short rest.
Okay.
Because you can take your long time.
Just a side note, yeah.
Just absolute, there are tons of little details on this mural. You could probably spend an entire lifetime looking at this thing. There's so many ornate things. It's the size, it's 40 feet of almost entire, small 1-inch etchings. There are little flower goddesses in there. There are little shapes and symbols. There's a couple words in Abyssal, and there's a couple words that only, Nakia doesn't have his spell up, but if he did, he would be able to read. And a lot of this Abyssal reads Rabastat beneath one of the characters, particularly an elf-looking character.
Gravenstadt?
Rabastat.
Oh, I feel like that's familiar.
Yeah, the royal family.
Did you take notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the...
Nope. I didn't.
What was
One
it
of
called?
the boys was from the
Or I guess I wouldn't
Gravenstadts.
I'm not paying attention to anything.
Is that the correct pronunciation? Gravenstats for the family?
Graba. So Graba-stat.
So the
Graba stat.
one of the
But
boys.
it's the same name then. It's their
You can't
family.
read it, only Grog can read it. We'll see if he knows. It's enough to share.
I believe
What did I read?
You
Hugh.
read beneath one of the 6 figures.
Yeah,
This-
he's
like,
the
they
boy.
each have a name.
He's the
One of them
Gravenstat boy.
Speaks
Yeah.
about the king. It just says king. One says this, one says that. But beneath the elf one says Grabastat.
Okay.
And you would recognize this probably.
Yeah, I would say, hey guys, isn't that a familiar name? Grab a stat.
There we go, everyone knows.
Grab a stat.
Chosen vial or
Who's
something.
that?
I don't know. That's what the statue says. Can you read it?
No?
Any moron with a book could read it.
Oh, that's savage.
Oh, you peasants can't read Abyssal.
The Gravenstats are high nobles. The Lord Mayor works for them, and their son is one of the people kidnapped.
We've established motive.
One of the 2 kids kidnapped.
Now
He
we
was
need to
going.
have means and opportunity.
Can I finish?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Let me think. What was going on? So there was. Darn it. The boy Hugh. What was his role in Florental?
He was the good child. Because what's his name is supposed to be the evil brother.
Yeah.
Hugh was supposed to be the one that brought peace to the land or something like that. He was representing that character.
The one that we saved was the one that was evil.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the evil brother that killed Hugh. Hugh's character.
Okay. Now
What
you
if it's
continue.
real?
I'm
The
beginning to
music just
suspect.
stopped.
Everybody
So,
just has a moment of
There's
realization.
other stuff the guard can read?
Absolutely.
Okay. What other stuff? What do we got?
Well, there's a whole bunch of names if you want to know them.
Grog would love to know them.
Fair enough.
He's more just excited that he knows this and no one else
Fair
does.
enough. Fair enough. All right.
Blog, I mean. King Blog. King Blog will now read to his subjects.
You read the name of the king.
The king. This is the king.
His name is Vladimir.
His name is Vladimir.
The Grandmaster's name was Karl with 2 L's.
Carl.
No L's. Carl.
The Quartermaster's name was Bratomil.
Radamil.
Radamil. There's a B.
Rabamil.
And the bookkeeper's name was Felix. There's also Sven. There's a Sven there. This one's based on the hunter.
Interesting.
There's also Oswald.
Like the octopus?
But this one isn't named on there. This one is named near one of the bones. A different one, not one of the 6, but because one of the 6 has Gravestat near it. But this is another name you found just kind of next to a pile of bones, sort of near the mouth of the kind of the Leviathan thing.
I'm not sure I like how the mouth keeps getting bigger as we keep going deeper. Don't like this symbolism at all, just saying. Don't like it. Now it's incorporating the universe as we know it in this carving all inside of this giant mouth. Also, I think you had a good point. The oil coming from possibly the vial. There's an idea. This is really old stuff then, because this temple is ancient.
Are there any
Gods
visible
that we've
exits to this
forgotten
room?
about.
There's only the room you came from, which appears normal. Just bones, just a tunnel of bones. That said, if you wanted to investigate the room, I'd be more than happy to.
I would love to. Not great. Our investigation is not going great this round.
Yeah, we are not.
8. It's not bad, but
Alright.
it's not like.
Well, I'm afraid that you don't really find much else other than this grand mural. It seems like this room's purpose is this mural. This is like something that... This was like the kind of the holy of holies for this
Guys,
temple.
I think we're all asking ourselves the same question. How do we go deeper?
Are there any indentations on this mural?
There are a ton. The whole mural is slightly engraved. This must have taken hours, perhaps years, to carve.
Like, I mean, to
Oh,
stick
definitely
things
years.
in. Like, are there spots where you put an item?
There doesn't seem to be any places for things to be placed.
Is there anything on the walls?
Bones.
What was the floor made out of?
This floor is all made out of stone, just solid carved, this sort of dark onyx stone. It's very tough, but it catches the light in sort of a glistening, kind of slick, oily looking way.
So, do you guys remember the statue with all the tentacles that we encountered? That very first cave where we first encountered the guy who was like the call.
Yes.
That thing was also made out of the same onyx statue material. So
Okay.
they're
Well, shit,
definitely.
you wrote that down?
No, I just remember that.
Shoot.
I don't remember much, but some things I remember.
I'm surprised
This is
somebody
why we-
remembered something. This is
why
never happened.
This is why we keep Warren around.
Warren's the knower.
Sometimes I remember things.
I try to write
the bit
stuff
about
down,
the
but it's
whole
always
Gavin
the wrong
stats and the
stuff.
childs and who played what role.
She did. I didn't have all the information on the top of my head, but she did.
Okay, you two are the knowers then. Look at you.
Sometimes I know things, but it's usually unhelpful.
So Blog would take out his orb that he just hard won,
Okay.
And he will say, "Bring us to glory," and hold it out.
The orb is held out.
Yeah. And upon failing that, he'll go sit on the side, like next to the wall, and just be like, "Glory, glory," hoping that the orb is used for something.
Give me a perception check.
Glory.
Have you guys seen Troll Hunters, by the way? When his
9.
Okay.
mission obsessed
As
stuff
you
takes
do.
over.
You kind of feel like the orb, it's just kind of getting heavier.
It is useful for something. Paperweight.
That's what I was saying the whole
Like it's
time.
starting to get way heavy.
And then
Maybe it's
Like-
turning into actual gold.
It's starting to like weigh you down. Like it's almost heavy enough that you need 2 hands.
yeah, so he's sitting against the wall with 2 hands.
And every second you hold it, it seems to get heavier.
Glory. Glory. Glory.
Better get your fingers out from under that thing soon.
Yeah, so pretty soon he's like sitting there and it's on the floor and he's like touching it and like, glory.
As you do, it starts to kind of shudder a bit beneath your hands.
Ooh. Guys, something's happening. Glory's coming. I can feel it.
I'm gonna move to the
The
opposite.
shuddering intensifies.
I'm gonna move the opposite side of the room here.
He is sitting there experiencing glory
Where's the?
as it shudders.
So what, the paper towel?
Yeah.
Let me go get something. You guys can all erase it though. I'll get that.
Helpful contribution, Nakia.
Well, good thing I got the orb because it's probably the key to this whole.
It's probably gonna be something that's gonna come up and kill us all.
I'm
Things.
surprised you guys
That's the
brought me
only
one.
way through.
What?
So,
Hey, sheer force of will,
your
man.
begins to like violently shudder.
Okay.
And it's almost beginning to like kind of push your hands out of the way.
Okay. He's like slowly shuffling away, going glory.
So you let the thing go.
Oh yeah, it's on the ground.
As you do,
Glory.
it's beginning to roll on its own accord.
Oh.
Just sounds as it kind of makes little bumps, and this orb's kind of rolling. It's kind of rolling in a certain direction towards the head of this large Leviathan carving.
Block's gonna pretend like he's controlling it through mystical means.
Anybody else gonna do something?
I'm just gonna watch.
Hey guys, my magic is new magic.
No,
The orb rolls, and it goes to a certain like location.
King power.
It ends up right towards the mouth, and then begins to follow this Leviathan's whole body, just across the thing. And as it does, the orb gets smaller until it hits the tail, and then the orb kind of just disappears. Just
I don't
And-
want that to happen to my spear.
kind of this whole thing just kind of like starts to slowly like turn. The room you're in, just
Whoa.
incredibly slowly, inch by inch, and certain parts of the kind of the mural actually kind of just fall. Mostly empty space just sort of fall down, and kind of this whole thing seems to be some kind of large, like almost puzzle-shaped thing. And it just turns, and then it hits a point, and other things begin to rise up out of the cracks. And these ones are all much taller obelisk-looking things, much like the record stones with the people's names on them. These ones have other words.
Language man.
Can I read the words?
You can read most of them.
First of all, we're all just gonna stop and be bamboozled that Grog was right all along.
I'm
I
pretty
felt-
sure the DM just gave him that one because we got no idea what to do.
I just figured it'd be cool.
There you
And
go.
plus it was also there, I just didn't think anyone would find it. I hide Easter eggs, that's what I do. So, the first stone, there's 4 of these stones that are really big and valuable. Of like, we have words.
Okay.
This first one talks about kind of the order before, just the early order, and their work with blood. and it just talks in detail about the studies of blood and the understanding of blood and the understanding of leeches and things like that. Just valuable medical reasons that you guys will all start to realize is why nobody uses leeches anymore. It's because these guys, at least 1,000 years ago, studied blood so extensively they learned leeches are only good for some things.
Okay.
Okay.
Might also hint to what the tools they have in their relation to blood. Anyway. But that's the first stone. The second stone is about the vial. And it just talks about kind of the emergence, the calling, and kind of the thing from the depths.
Okay.
This vial thing basically slew half the countryside of Mount Brunn. Thousands on thousands of people died, and it talks about the Order and their fight against the Vial, and how most of the Order, like the vast majority of them, are dead and now make up the catacombs of this place. But it also talks about how they managed to defeat the Vial and just managed to basically banish it into the depths.
Is there any information about how they did that?
It talks a lot about using blood, and also it talks about the 6 who sealed the vial, and how they spent their blood to do so.
So that's why some of them died. We got...
Okay.
They died in slaying the Lord.
And then it talks about the next one, which is just about, you know, kind of the honor of the memory, and the kind of about what the town built over it, or, you know, Brunnogarte would be, is sort of the capstone of this kind of titanic prison.
Say again, the town is basically built on top of a giant prison
It
to
says
hold
the
it in
town
there?
is just built on top of the lid of the prison to hold this horrid, vile thing back.
That sounds like a really dumb thing to build on top of a prison to hold it in.
Well, it just talks about how they need people to make sure the prison isn't broken. Ever.
Okay.
And then what's the fourth one?
The fourth one just lists names. Names. It's the tallest of the stones, and it goes down all the way to the bottom with names inscribed. There's at least 4,000 on one side, and the other side, it's almost even more.
So
So it's like that Vietnamese wall with all of the names of everybody who died.
Probably all of the Order, perhaps all of the ones who fell.
Can we see the names at the bottom, maybe, like that might be most recent, or?
Yeah, and at the very bottom you see, you know, a few you might have recognized. The one of the midget. You have the one of the hunter Sven. You know, the midget Vladimir. And you also have the quartermaster Radomil's names on the bottom of it.
Isn't Lord Mayor's name Vladimir?
His name is Radomir.
Radomir.
Not Vladimir.
Or Vladimir.
Or Vladimir. They're similar sounding names, but they also come from a similar culture. So, sorry about that.
Because he's kind of a midget too. Or maybe he's a descendant.
Well, we know that the Gravenstats are probably a descendant of one of these figures.
The elf.
Probably one of the half-elf that died peacefully, perhaps? One of the statues?
I don't think it said she died peacefully.
Oh, it did.
If we walk
So is there anything else?
It said peacefully.
Okay.
It didn't say they died.
Is there anything that's new in the room besides the obelisks? It just changed.
Just the obelisks.
But you said it like rotated and stuff. Is there anything?
The whole floor rotated and the obelisks rose from the new openings.
Okay.
Otherwise, they were just old things that had been like left behind. It's kind of a weird trip, but you know.
In all of those readings, did it mention anything about the 12-armed monstrosity?
It does mention in one of these that the hunter was not slain by the vial, but rather lost everything to the vial.
Wasn't he killed? No, he's the one that killed the Vials Chosen.
But it also said...
If you guys read long enough, it does mention that he slew the Vials Chosen only by becoming the Vials Chosen.
Died against the vial, struck down
And
the
so
vials.
it talks about how the hunter made the ultimate sacrifice and slew himself and the Chosen.
So guys, if that thing is the vials chosen, and now it's gone, in that room that we were in, No, that's kind of ominous.
It is.
Just thrown out there.
It also didn't
That
seem
one
terribly
song?
dangerous.
That thing we were fighting? If that is the chosen, indeed, and that we might be.
All things considered, it's possible because the guy, the midget one, that was his skeleton behind his statue.
Yeah.
But that one was not necessarily...
Just a memorial, kind of.
Yeah, it had like all of the 6 tombstone on it, which doesn't make much sense.
Which it was the quartermaster, right?
Yeah, so he was the keeper of all the stuff.
It's true, so maybe that's why...
Maybe, like, we just didn't look close enough and one of the statues was his corpse. Like his bones holding up one
That would
of
have
them.
been cool, but I don't think that wasn't the case. Darn it. Give me good ideas when I can't use them.
Okay.
So, we just
Interesting.
figure out where we're going here, because there's no obvious exits to the room or anything.
I'll let you guys backtrack out of the temple pretty quick if you want.
But we need...
But we need to find the bull.
Yeah, Hugh, this is the way that we go deeper to find Hugh, I thought. He's in...
Bogdana just said to come here. I don't think she specifically said Hugh would be here.
She said we need to go deeper, and the way that we go deeper without getting killed is through the temple.
So the question is, how do we go deeper from here? Is there any way to go deeper from this room?
There is that hole that you got spider climbed down.
There it is.
Oh.
So before we backtrack what we don't need to backtrack, is there any progressing from this point, or are we at a dead end?
There's none you can find. This seems like a dead end.
Seems like a dead end.
I can't tell you you know everything for certain. You're not some kind of deity.
What if we tried to use one of the... So that was the orb that just kind of unlocked this stuff.
Yeah.
What if we tried some of the other like weapons, like the spear?
The orb was not a item attuned to any one of the 6 people. The orb was just a thing.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, maybe the spear will do something here.
I'll
We're in the shot while we're here. We're in the
I'll
shot
pull
while
out the needle and see if it does anything anywhere. Walk around the room with it.
It does nothing.
Okay.
I take out my cat that's been in this bag the whole time sleeping and go, cat,
there the whole time.
find.
Much.
And I like toss him to the ground and he lands on his feet and he does what?
Just cat noises.
Meow.
Okay.
Big cat noises. How dare you, peasants?
King Blog will take his crown off and put it in his bag because this is not a kingly behavior. And then we'll start casting the check magic.
Okay. 10 minutes. I
Okay.
assume you can do that. I'm just
I'll
gonna let him.
listen to him
You
serenading.
can detect magic. There is magic on this great kind of like thing you're standing on, but you know that it was It was mostly like enchantment, and you can kind of tell it was mostly what you used it for, which was moving it to kind of unlock stuff.
Okay.
There's no other enchantments in this room.
Okay. So I think it's pretty clear this is a dead end.
Okay. I put the cat back in my bag.
Right, we'll recast.
That's where kid is.
Now that the unkingly stuff is back, we'll put the crown on.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna start backtracking.
All right.
back.
You can absolutely just fast backtrack. You've done most of the rooms. You know what's in the rooms.
Okay.
Let me just roll a few times. Interesting. Okay.
It's never good when a DM rolls the dice and then goes, interesting.
That's exactly what I was
saying
thinking.
interesting because I know it bothers people.
Yeah, every time he does that, everything. Okay,
just
what did
reminds
we
me of
miss?
Matt
What did we miss? What was
Interesting.
the wrong thing?
Right.
Yeah. So you guys gotta backtrack. You see the whole room with the 6 statues and the kind of different kind of doors hid behind them. You kind of go to the next floor up. You know, you see all the things. You kind of go around.
This is the fighting music.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Gently, gently. Gently, gently.
You go through this one. Any path you'd like to take?
This room here?
Yeah. You're back on that right side from me.
I'll just ask you guys, did you guys explore everything or what?
Yeah, we got whatever
It went
was in here. Yeah, we did. Now, there's something DM was hinting at. It sounds like this room here.
Did you do anything in there?
Hugh opened up the chest and pulled out, from what I remember, some of those electrum pieces.
I believe she rolled a check, though, to open that chest, so
Yeah.
perhaps she failed it and it didn't show her what was really inside.
Is there anything significant in that room?
You gonna visit that room on the way back?
We could.
We get a
Yeah.
sense from God that maybe we missed something.
We know that we're done with this room,
divine
which
sense.
probably includes this
Look, all
room.
rooms are done except for the chest room, okay?
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you that. All those other rooms are at least done.
Okay.
Just so we can speed this up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, you go to the room with the corpse slumped down in the chest.
There's a new room to me.
Yep. Just a dead guy in the chest.
Oh, no. My traditional
Who's
place.
gonna open the chest, guys?
Well, Ku already opened it once.
Yeah, Q did
Chest
it.
closed again, but
Who's gonna open the chest?
Oh, I'll open it.
Because last time you guys got mad at me for doing what I was doing.
Fine, I'll open the
Fair
chest.
enough.
I'll open it.
okay, give me a roll. This time, give me a perception check.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll it on top of the board this time,
Please do.
and not to the side of it.
Just roll it.
9 plus, I think perception is 1.
You open this chest, and you see, one or two small, kind of well-made little miniatures, little puppets, for children's toys.
Because you were a child.
Weird thing. Yeah.
And it showed the thief money, and you, a child, it shows children's toys? How interesting.
Interesting.
That's kind of creepy too.
Alright,
Honestly,
can I take
good.
the children's?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right, you take those. Add them to your treasure.
Yeah.
Two
say
small
anything?
children's puppets.
did the chest close after she was done with it?
When she lets it close, it closes.
All right. Well, I'll try opening it.
Wait, Warren first. Want my...
Warren fights for victory, I guess.
Warren goes in for once.
From the back of the room, and then
Okay,
Senior.
it's a perception check?
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh.
dun, dun.
I only got a 6 on my perception, so...
You throw it open, and it's, there's really nothing much there. Maybe there's a book. It's kind of an old, worn kind of book from your childhood. And there's like a couple copper
Music
pieces.
lover.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually not
This
that
is the
bad.
perfect
So-
mood.
It just reminds you of home. Everything in this stuff is stuff you've seen before as a child.
This is all stuff I grew up with in here.
It's different.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it's
open it now.
old.
All right.
I'm
You
gonna
check it
take
out.
the book.
All right, you can tell me what that book is later.
Okay.
okay.
You're gonna make that up as your character. All right. Does Grog open?
I think we're all just gonna open the chest.
Everyone opens it. Nakia, give me a perception check. The value of the thing inside of me is based on a perception check. I'm sure everyone knows that now.
Perception. How can I not read? It's 5.
It's 5.
Total, yeah.
We're gonna fail this one.
Small carved rocks.
All right, guys.
Some of them are small carved totems from your kind of your clan and your people. They're not anything worth anything. They're not really religiously symbolic all the way, but they're just kind of things your friends or family might have carved in their boredom and their time. And there's just like 5 or 6 of those.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Pocket.
Yoink.
You can add those to your treasures, by the way. Please do if you want to remember them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
17.
17?
Yeah.
Not bad. Grog's passed.
The cow and his lover.
No, he didn't accept or deny anything about that.
He says it would be
I
a
don't actually know
lie.
if that's true or not. That's the problem. I have to actually, not try and force him into anything he doesn't want.
All we know is that he had a secret lover.
I'm the one that you know the least about, backstory-wise.
Well,
so.
yeah, because your backstory is basically I came out of nowhere with a cowbell and a love of noise.
It's a cowbell. It's a second
It should
cowbell.
be something that he can smash.
I really hope it's another cowbell, like a nicer cowbell or something. That's what
It's actually, this one is really interesting. This is a really, really kind of valuable porcelain statue that you would recognize. your parents owned. Or at least one of them did, and you broke it, and you remember that moment because it mattered a lot to you. This was the first smash of your life. And you couldn't remember where this was. You forgot that it existed at all, almost.
I am gonna gingerly tuck it away for when I need that good smash.
When he fails his smashing rolls, and he's like, gosh dang it, I just need to smash something.
But also, Blog doesn't smash things. King Blog is refined.
True, you would keep it, and
As a memento.
well, that's the chest.
Okay, that's a cool
And
thing.
that's all we'll show you for right now.
I want to open it again and see what's inside.
You open it again, and this last time you opened the chest, since you opened it again, the chest kind of just sort of snaps back shut, and just kind of like starts to shudder violently,
You
and
broke
then
it.
it stops. And yeah, what's up? You gonna open it again?
I'm gonna try opening it again, just see what happens.
You open it, and there is nothing inside.
That's what I expected.
Oh, goodness.
Is it gonna eat him?
The chest does nothing, no matter what you do.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm sorry. I know you were hoping for more crazy chest shenanigans.
I know, right?
I almost wanted to see if there would be like another spear.
Well, I'd be willing to take the place of Hugh and go with Nakia down that big long tunnel. Shaft thing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll lay it on your shoulders.
I actually won't be able to do that.
You can't spider climb.
Not right now.
He doesn't have the spell slot.
Oh,
Oh no.
we got a long rest, don't we?
We would have to rest for around 9 hours.
Oh, dang.
For quite a while.
That's not a good sign. Do we want to go back out to town then and rest in our own beds and see what's going on before we can do that, or what?
Actually, I wonder if I could. Do you know if I have one more sorcerer point? I know I can trade that for spell slots. Would one go to one second level spell, or would I need
I
two?
think it's his first level for 1 point. I think second level would take like at least 2.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Do you have something like Featherfall?
No.
He doesn't. Featherfall is a very useful skill, but he did not take it.
Okay.
I almost did though.
There's a lot of spells. You can't always have what you want.
It was between comprehend languages and featherfall.
Okay, so what's the plan? Are we resting here, or are we checking back on what's going on in town?
I don't think there's anything else here, so I think we should just go back to town, check out that alchemist thing that we never really explored.
Q's got the key for that.
Yeah, so
Q's not here.
yeah,
She has
so
been
we'll have to wait for her to show
She
up.
Oh, yeah, we
dropped the key though.
Oh,
We are.
She dropped both keys. I'm gonna retcon that so that you guys can. at
She
least
dropped
have
all the keys.
I like how we're like abandoning her, just being like, well, off we go.
You never know if she'll be here next time. I don't know. People are crazy.
We'll get another nat 20 cowbell call and call her to us.
But as you guys get up and kind of head into town, you guys do notice it's morning. The sun is just breaking over the horizon.
So we're in there for a while. Now it's a new day in the festival thing too.
I'm
It
very
is.
tired. I'm
But
exhausted.
you guys
from my
notice
spells.
that as you're kind of getting into town, they're taking down the sunflowers used as part of the festival and starting to put up tulips. But you know that when you went in, I'm pretty sure there were carnations in the statues.
So we've been here for more than just a day.
1 full day gone in the temple.
Okay, so we missed Sunflower Day. Now we're on Carnation Day. How many days?
Tulip day.
How many days
12.
is this thing again?
12 days. You were on the day of tulips, the 4th day.
In the
And what happens if it takes us more than 12 days to figure this out? Maybe they just like stop having.
You know you
festivals.
won't be paid if you don't recover the heir of the Grabastat family. by the 12th day.
How much are we getting paid again? I don't know if it's worth it.
It's about 1,000 gold each.
I think it's worth it.
We severely negotiated that one guy. Like, I remember intimidating him several
You got
times.
bonus gold from him, but the deal hasn't changed. It was 1,000 gold from the beginning, and it hasn't changed in that. You just got a bonus on the forward on the
It's
initial.
100 platinum.
Because he intimidated him.
It's a lot of money, but then again, you're getting a king's ransom for what is essentially a minor lord.
Right. But can I head
Kind
down?
of a suspiciously large amount of money for that.
Not really.
Makes me wonder what's the real thing going on. I'm gonna dig into that a little bit more.
Your son is kidnapped.
I want to go down to
Taking
the.
full rest within there? I can't
Nope.
remember.
I want to go to the church and see
Did it feel
how.
like more than a day?
Yeah,
I feel
probably.
like more than a day now.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
That's a time-traveling temple. We're in the
Anyway.
temple of time.
Anyway, I second Crazy Burl's notion of going to check on Hugh.
Not Hugh. No, it was. Give me a second. Ingo.
Correct. Okay.
Here's the one we're looking for.
Right.
Yes. You are all looking for Hugh. You have recovered Ingo, who is in the church's care right now.
Yeah, so we're
We hope.
going to the church to check on the boy.
All right, you guys head over to the church.
And I think I will go to the alchemist shop with the key.
Ingo is
We don't
sort
have
of
it yet,
conscious.
but he-
He's sort of sitting there, kind of on a
I
bench,
smashed him.
being attended by at least one of the sort of minor clerics.
Okay.
This one's not the head cleric, who was far too tired with your junk. But this one does have sort of a stern look and is kind of giving Ingo a talking to, and it's just like, don't you do that again, you silly boy. Going into the dark caves with strange people.
Can we talk to Ingo?
You can absolutely come up to Ingo. Ingo doesn't recognize you and is kind of like unsure of why a whole bunch of people are coming up to him.
Hey, Ingo, old buddy, old pal.
Ingo is terrified.
Can I go up to him as a child and just be like, how are you feeling? You doing
In
okay?
their culture, you are technically a young adult.
I am, right?
By like the cusp, you're like exactly like a child to like being treated like an adult, if not being one. But they don't like law treat you, but they culturally treat you as an adult.
But child to child, would children be treating each other as adults?
Since you're a halfling, you can kind of get away with it. You know, a bit more like people aren't going to try to like pretend to kind of like shoulder burdens on you that are adults. You know, they're not going to expect you to be an adult because you're 14,
So she's like babysitter age?
13, 14. She's babysitter age in their
But you're
eyes.
still cool. Much cooler than the rest of us.
Sure.
And so
We're old and
yeah,
uncool.
he's like, who are you guys?
I was like, it's okay. We helped you. We saved you. These are my colleagues. You know, you had to.
He
Person.
kind of just holds his head in his hands after a bit, and he's just like, I have the worst headache.
Yeah, I know. You took a bump on the heads. It's okay.
I did.
Yeah. Warren over
Feels
here.
like it.
Warren over here determined that. But we got you out of there. I saved you personally. I got you. You know, I made sure you were
He
stable.
has no like recollection of any of this, so he kind of just sort of shrugs and is like, okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you remember what's like before you got the bump on the head? You know, what was the last thing you remember?
He says that he remembers he remembers being with Hugh in Radimir's mansion, and that is it.
Yes, there's something weird going on in that mansion. I know it.
Okay.
We summoned the guy.
Well, Warren's going to, since we're about to take a long rest anyway, he's going to use up his last spell slot to cast Cure Light Wounds on this kid, see if he can help out the headache.
Okay. You do roll for whatever healing that does. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Let's see. Is it my hit die or his hit die?
Oh, is it his hit die?
Yeah, I think
Well, he's
so.
a child, so it's going to be 1d4. Ah, he got a 4. Look at him.
Plus spellcasting modifier, so 3 more.
So 7.
Yeah, 7 health.
He feels a lot better. He's like, oh man. kind of looks a bit dizzy, but also like kind of a little less pain. Like he's normal nowish.
Where's your family exactly? Where do you live?
I live in just the town. He's reluctant because you're a bunch of strange people, most of you quite old, and he's probably been taught not to tell strangers where he lives.
Oh. Like, we should get you back to your parents' house.
He's like, I can walk there.
Okay. Well, before you go...
And the cleric's kind of like, he can walk there.
Yeah,
Kind of gives you this look like, I don't trust you.
I'm kind of giving the clerics a look like the DM has told me to be slightly suspicious of you. I think he was playing with me, but I'm like, let's all get you back to your house. Me and the cleric will walk you there. You guys can go do
The
whatever.
cleric's like, I'll walk him there and you can come with.
That sounds
We're
good.
not going to trust Ingo with strangers after all that's gone on.
I'll
This
follow.
cleric does not know you guys. This is not the person you talk to leave Ingo here.
Okay, I will follow at a safe distance.
Alright, so you go.
only if I get to tag along.
It's gonna take like an hour.
Yes.
But you kind of go through the town. Ingo's kind of knows people. People are happy to see him alive. They're kind of like, who are these weirdos? But weirdos are everywhere these days. And they kind of lead you back to the house. You know, Ingo's mother's there. She's like, Ingo, why'd you go off and get hurt and all this? You make the family look bad. There's a lot of browbeating. But it's kind of motherly browbeating. Then she kind of just grabs him. She's like, you're coming inside, young man.
Wait, before he goes, I want to give him something.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I'll pull out that very pretty golden goddess statue and I say, I think this would be better in your hands than mine.
He goes, okay. And you give him the statue.
Yes.
And now he has
Does the
statue.
world get slightly brighter for her? Trying to mooch off her guilt?
Nope.
Oh, dang it. Oh well.
So while they're doing that, I would go back to the tavern and I would start relaying orcish poetry of our great
You're
exploits.
gonna use your feats.
Yeah.
All right, you can get a kind of a poetry slam. Give me a performance roll.
Okay.
We'll see if it's worth
Represent
any of
us
your
well.
time.
Ooh, 19 plus 2, so 21.
It's a hit, you know. It's pretty solid poetry, even if it's a bit blunt. But then again, these are some blunt people.
And he's wearing a crown still, and he's got the blonde.
You know, and in a lot of ways, they seem to think of it as part of the poetry. It's sort of like a gimmick and a joke. They all know who you are because you're the only half orc in town. But they'll kind of get the idea, like, yeah, hey, it's kind of a gimmick. It's the joke. It's a costume. And they kind of go along with it. And they like it. You know, you've really put effort into the costume. So you end up with about 6 or 7 silver pieces after it. People just like the poetry.
Can I take a moment to try and train my mastiff?
You can absolutely try and train your mastiff.
Nope.
The mastiff is not trained. Refuses training, and it just kind of gives you a frontful look like I am the true master.
I'm assuming we still have that one inn or whatever.
You still have rooms in the inn. You've paid, you've basically been paid for the next few days.
I'm gonna go in and go to sleep.
Okay.
Even
You
though
go
it's
in,
the
you
daytime.
just walk into your room. You basically have the key for it. It's not like the hardest lock to ever pick, but it exists. It's a small, simple key, and you've had it on you. You just pop right into your room, lock your door, go to bed.
Yep.
Before Warren goes to bed, I'm gonna, do you need some help training animals? Kind of an animal guy.
You can offer assistance on helping train the dog if you want.
I am officially an animal handler now. That's
Okay, yeah.
my class.
I'd appreciate it.
I don't know if I'm getting any bonuses for having that as my class. Maybe advantage or something. But 6 plus animal handling is 8. Yeah.
Well, wait, what's your class?
I chose, there are 2 ranger archetypes, and of the 2 I chose Beastmaster.
Oh. Do you have any Beastmaster powers you might use?
I get proficiency bonus to its AC attack rolls. Oh. No, that's just about the beast. So I don't know, can I get advantage because I'm a Beastmaster, or is it just an 8?
Advantage. Roll again.
Okay.
Mastiff respects authority.
Okay. Well, the first try was a little off, but the second try was a 17, so...
Alright. So that would count as a partial success. The Mastiff kind of is a bit more pliant. That's 1 out of 6.
I thought it was 3. We were looking at 3.
You got a half.
I got a half.
So you got 0.5 out of 3.
Okay. If it respects...
That's entirely because of Warren, by the way.
Yes.
Because I got advantage. The first thing I did was fail.
Well, if it respects authority, can I apply my position of privilege over it?
Not that kind of authority.
Dogs don't understand human hierarchy. Or dwarf or gnome or any hierarchy other than dog hierarchy. And that's not what position of privilege does. That said, I mean, it has other uses. You just haven't
Do you
used it for
have the
anything
innate haughtiness of knowing you are large and in charge?
else. That's true.
Because it would understand that one.
It's pretty small. She's pretty small though, so.
And the dog's pretty big. It's basically bigger than her.
It's supposed to be the mount.
Okay.
She can ride it after she beats 3.
So, part of the reason for doing the poetry was to try and gather some information before I go to bed.
Okay, well, what do you want to gather?
Just general information about, like the town, things that might have been happening in there.
Okay,
Any more information about the kids?
it's hard to listen while you're doing poetry.
Well, I mean,
but-
I'm talking about after the poetry. You know, I collected my winnings and
And
kind of
you're just
searched
listening to all the people talking,
yeah.
and they go back to their things thinking,
Yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
is cool.
Yeah.
Got it. So some of the people are just talking especially about the day. You know what the day's a bit more about. It's about elegance and perfect love.
Okay.
It's sort of the early morning. Everyone's kind of acting a bit snooty today, actually. They're a bit like pretended nobles, but none of them know how nobles act.
Well, I'm wearing a crown. So.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why it went off so well.
Ah.
It's just because you were like the ultimate joke about the day, and everyone kind of likes that. But
The king of the jokes.
well, you know, it's like fake King Day, right? And so all these people, some of the people are just like, oh yes, today we're going to go on a long walk, you know, and acting like they're going to do noble things, even though this guy is clearly a gardener and that lady's clearly just some seamstress, but they're all acting like they are just going to go on these grand excursions and just lord away their time. But you also hear a couple like interesting things about missing people, nervousness, still the underlying problems, and also this really kind of like this unsettling, like some of the people are a little bit nervous about acting so noble because the lady Gravistat is extremely upset, and they're all kind of like, we don't want to mess with them and like make them offended. We don't want to seem that way. So in a lot of ways, they're going a little bit goofy in their actions instead of like legitimately pretending.
So, can I ask some of the locals where the Gravistats live?
You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
And they look at you like, well, you can't miss where the Gravistats live. They live in, you know, the castle. There's no other castle on Mount Brunn.
And like you look out the window and there's this huge castle outside. Oh,
It's outside of town, actually, a ways. It's blocking the entrance to sort of the valley that Brunnogarte is in. And there's this long wall that stretches from this sort of almost like towerish citadel. And you guys came in through that. But the wall is just an extension of the castle to keep that up closed. That huge kind of citadel thing is the castle, and that's where the Gravistats live. And most people are not allowed in that castle.
So, is there anything special about today that would let us visit the castle, or you know, it's like king for a day kind of thing?
There's kind of a joke some people have mentioned about being able to petition, you know, or to like sort of have sort of an open court day. Especially it's like the open court day of the year. But it's also like with the stress on it, a lot of people aren't going to go because they don't want to bother the extremely irate ruler of the zone who just may not be in a good mood for jokes.
Yeah, his son is still missing.
Hers.
Hers. Oh, the lady is, the matriarch is in charge.
There is, you guys would know this, and you've heard it before, there's no male monarch in this situation. The Lady Gravestat is basically
A widow?
the absolute monarch of this zone.
And is she a widow?
She is a widow.
Okay.
Or at least that's what people would say. They treat her like a widow.
Okay. Alright, continue.
Actually, that's about all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Can I wander around and find
But you would know that it is the same name mentioned as in the temple you've been in. Sorry. Ingo.
Can I wander around and find Jacob and ask him to take me to the town historian?
Sorry, who?
Jacob, he's the
messenger
chauffeur.
boy.
Oh, yeah. No, he's around. He just kind of was doing his own thing. Kind of around town. He was actually looking for stuff. And he's just like, oh, it's you.
Hey, how's it going?
He kind of like, he has this like eagle eye moment where he's like investigate the world. He rolls a perception check. He fails that miserably. He does not see anyone in your group, and he assumes like, they must have died. Perfect. No, he just is like, okay, there's none of the people that terrify me. And he's like, you terrify me, but there's only one of you. He's like, that's like a ton of improvement. So he's like, how's it going?
How's it going? I was hoping you could help me point me in the direction of the town historian.
Town historian?
Yeah.
Historian? No real historians here, but I know Radomir keeps, the Lord Mayor keeps a lot of the deep records. The Gravestats keep everything in record, and everything. He kind of gets this far off look like, everything.
I was just thinking that.
And he's like, but also, I know that the library has a few records. There may be some historians there.
What? Okay. Who or where would be the best place to go to look at the information on the old temple back over that way? And I gestured where we came from.
It's so old, though. There's not many records on that. You get the sense he doesn't really know about where you'd go for the old temple. Information he thinks you'd go to the old temple.
Aside from Bogdana, of course.
He's like, Bogdana knows a lot.
Got it.
She
But,
does.
not always telling you. She likes you to learn hands-on.
We've learned a lot hands-on. We just need a little bit of help. But I don't want to go all that way without anybody else, unless if that's not going to be a problem. Like, I wouldn't mind going to her by myself. If they're all doing their own thing for the half a day, my half a day would be spent at Bogdana's.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, you can... Yeah, okay, everyone can spend half this day at Bogdana's then.
Well, if they want to.
I went to bed.
After she's going to bed.
Long rest? Okay, you do your long rest.
I think we're all doing a long rest.
Long rest, long rest.
Except for me, because I'm at health and I don't need a long rest.
You're going to Bogdana's.
I'm going to
Alright, here we go.
Bogdana's.
You're going to have to encounter a few things.
Oh boy.
You are on the path. He kind of sends you to the path.
Okay.
He's not going with you this time. Interesting. You see, this road has... It's different than the last time. Mm-hmm. There are 3 bridges in a row.
Okay.
And there's sort of this river that winds just beneath all of them, like a snake. And then kind of like there's a small, like... you wish there was a bridge at the end of that. There's a small little, like, mud puddle as you go. And that's kind of the road you see. There doesn't seem to be a different path this time.
Okay. Well, I'll cross the bridges and then see if anything happens before I get up to the mud puddle.
Alright. You cross the first bridge and... You know, things are fine. Cross the second bridge and things are very much different.
They're not fine anymore.
As you cross this bridge, you seem to be going backwards.
Oh.
You step off this bridge, and there's a bridge in front of you, but you turn your head, and the way you were going is now the way you went.
Alright, well, I'm going to turn backwards and walk backwards on the bridge.
Alright, and you do, and that bridge is fine. You're at the third bridge, and...
Bam, solved.
Yeah, we'll
Things go so much faster when it's just one of us instead of three of us all being like,
Oh,
I think
it's a mushroom. Let's attack it.
That
I
said,
also
each challenge
think-
is unique.
Yes.
They're always different. I have to come up with new ones all the time. Anyway,
Yes, we'll
so
just.
this third bridge, you're gonna go across it?
Yeah, we'll just cast it from right now.
As you do, there's kind of this moment. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Naturally. 8 plus 4 makes 12.
Cool. Alright, you make it. You almost slip on this bridge as this whole thing is covered in this slick, damp wood. And it's just really slick. Almost covered in moss. So
Whoa!
it's
and then they catch
basically
us.
like slickest black ice you've ever been on.
Ooh.
Just like you slide right down the other end. And it could have been a nasty fall.
Yeah.
No traps. And so there's that, and then just up ahead, there's that little kind of part where the path and the river converge.
Okay,
And they come up again.
is there any way around, like I could walk around it?
There's a sort of set of stones, and then there's a couple kind of stumps sticking out of each end of the small stream, and kind of a couple more like stones that make sort of a side path, but then there's the direct path.
Okay, let's just go for the direct path, why not?
Alright, as you go for the direct path, you step in the water. There's a splish splash, and suddenly you are soaked, and it is pouring rain.
Oh,
You're in the middle of this torrential downpour, and
okay.
I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. What does Constitution do?
that's your
Constitution,
resilience.
It's your stat.
14 plus 1 makes 15?
Your ability to withstand.
So you get an exhaustion of tier 1. You have disadvantage on ability checks until you take a short or long rest.
Oh, great.
Because you are just doused and freezing. But you make it to Bogdanos.
Yay!
And you knock on the door if you want.
Yeah, I'll knock.
Alright. Here, come in.
Alright, I'll come in and say, hey! How's it going? Can I borrow your fire? I just got soaked on the way here.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I appreciate it. I'll just take up a chair next to the fire.
I need good music for Bogdanos time. Very gentle music. You know, Bogdana's a real nice lady.
She is very nice. I appreciate
She goes,
her.
come in, come in.
Hello, Miss.
And she welcomes you in. This time there's this sort of like puppet that welcomes you in. It's dressed like in a fancy livery, like a herald. And it's, got this small lute on its back, and it's just sort of animated in this jerky animation. And it kind of just opens the door and like welcomes you in and takes, your cloak off and puts it on the hook.
Oh, that's so
and then it
adorable.
just sort of collapses into a chair.
Okay.
Awkwardly.
Well, I'm gonna...
And then she's not in her old chair. She's actually kind of standing next to a painting that she's trying to paint. And it's just ugly. Like, she's trying to paint and it's just not happening, and she's just upset, and the colors and people look like potatoes, and she's just like, I love art.
That's pretty beautiful. I'm gonna, for the heck of it, just pull out one of the puppets that I picked up and stick it on my hand and be like, I think it looks great!
He's like, oh, you.
That is the only reaction.
Your hair, she gets a cookie. She has a cookie. You're not sure what happened. You didn't see it until now. She gives her a cookie. This is not, just any cookie, though. This cookie is, like, very, very flat. Just a strange, like, biscuit disc, almost,
Okay.
of cookie.
I will numb the cookie and then give some to my puppet. The cookie again.
She's just like, she looks over at her puppet and she like tosses a biscuit at it and it just breaks on the puppet. And she's just like, games. So what did you visit me for? Nobody just visits for fun, though.
I know.
I understand why.
Yeah, we're kind of busy and about. But okay, so we're kind of stuck again, and I was hoping you could help us out.
All right. You visited the old temple, I can tell. She pulls out the needle out of her eye, and she's just like, oh, this old thing. And she just kind of chucks it, and it lands in her puppet again. Just like, and it just kind of just sits there for a moment, and then it just like, like fades, and you can feel the needles return to you.
Okay. It's like, yeah, we found some interesting stuff, that's for sure. But we tried to go deeper, and we got to a point where we couldn't go deeper
You
anymore.
went so deep.
We did go
All the
deep.
way, in fact, for the temple. Did you learn anything?
We learned a lot of things.
Oh, yes.
Lots of things. And, kind of got some ideas about some of those things that we learned. But we're not sure. There's 2 items we seem to be missing. And
She's starting to try to paint the tree. It looks a lot like just this big, like, brown, like, smear. And she's just trying, like, these elegant strokes, and it's just the most hideous thing you've ever seen. It's just like this big box of brown color. It's just like, oh, it's a tree.
so that as I'm trying to
tree.
as I'm starting to talk
No,
about
it's a sad tree.
a sad
She
tree.
draws like a frowny face on the tree.
So as I'm
But
trying to
she actually says that, but she didn't actually
hear, right? All right. So as I'm trying to talk something about missing 2 items, my little puppet goes, "Oh, can I help with your painting?"
She goes, well, it's my painting, but since you asked.
Okay.
And she just kind of hands you the brush. You do notice that the brush is made from a rose, and it's still got the thorns on it, and she was holding without any issue. But she gives it to you. It's prickly.
Oh, okay. But the puppet's gonna like accidentally drop it, and be like, "Oops," and then it's gonna dunk itself in one of the paint things and go splat.
Okay. You splat the puppet on it, and she's like, oh, how avant-garde. She uses words that aren't even popular, like they're almost archaic.
Right.
Yeah. She's just like, oh, she's loving it. Little claps.
Put a dot over here and a smear over there, and it's gonna be like perfect.
One of her daughters runs up, she's like, you can paint too. You know, she's like 4, and she has a stick, and she starts banging it against the thing, and she's like, I'm painting.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, yes, you are. You know?
My puppet agrees. And then I'll continue and say, so there appears to be 6 very important items, and we've picked up about 4 of them.
Oh, yes.
We're not sure if the other
Fetch
2...
quests.
Yeah. We're not sure if the other 2 are in that temple or if they're elsewhere.
Oh, they're not in the temple.
Well, go figures.
They're usually with the people who own things, you know?
Who own things. So you mean like the descendants that are in the town?
Well, for one.
Because
But,
the elf lady was one of the Gravenstadt.
she's just fine. Old as she's ever been.
The
Not
Gravenstadt
a
elf?
descendant.
She's been around longer than you'd think.
Interesting.
Not a descendant. Oh.
Oh, she had some right trouble in her youth, but she's still around.
Do you know where we could find this lady?
She lives in a castle. Like any absolutely gorgeous person.
Okay.
She's like, don't you love my castle? Her house is still wonky and weird, but this time there's like certain walls that are curved now. They weren't curved before.
I see.
And there's now a new window, but it's like somebody drilled the window out and then tried to put a wrong size thing in it. So there are actually cracks opening to the outside.
Okay, I can see you did a little bit of renovating here.
Oh, you know me. I just thought the drapes clashed. There are no drapes. She's like, that's why there aren't any.
So that's why. Okay. I thought you said. Okay. Well, so now, what about Carl, the martial guy with the sword?
Oh, he was a cutie.
I'll bet he was.
Largest nose I've ever seen, but boy, noses. All the ladies are into them.
Right. And the puppet said, I wish I had a nose.
She grabs like a pin and just smacks it into the puppet so it sticks out like a nose, and she's just like, "Mwah. It is finished."
She's so good.
And she kind of like just waits like this. Yeah.
We're still waiting for
A little bit, yeah.
It did say it was beautiful, so
It did.
in a tiny,
So she's
slightly
like, you might
mangled
want to
voice.
talk to the people who were there. They usually know about what happened.
Were there? So yes, the one that's at the castle. Okay.
I'd visit the only survivor before you do anything else.
That's a good
You
plan.
know, if you really want to go deeper, I wouldn't. It's so dark and, well,
Scary.
the dark's not the problem. It's just so wet.
It is.
How can I paint if it's wet?
I know,
The
right?
paint canvas is soaked. There's literally drips coming from the ceiling. There's a crack in the roof, and it's dripping water on the painting canvas alone. And she's like, we should put the paint canvas there. And it's starting to smear things, and you're just like, when did...
And the puppet says, I think the lighting for the painting is better over here. And he like gestures over towards the
She's like, nonsense.
How's your hand doing, by the way?
And art...
It's trained to be a puppet.
Yeah, but you have a
did
needle
put a child
stabbed
puppet.
into you.
In the puppet.
In
It's
the
stuck
puppet.
in the nose.
Okay, good. I was picturing like a sock puppet. She's like stabbing it into your hand, you're like,
No, it's the child, wooden child puppet she got from the chest.
Yeah. It's just going.
Alright, so she's told you that. What else would you like to know? Let's hurry this up. I want people to do things before they...
Yeah, no, I think that's all I need for now.
It's gonna be able to happen. We have 2
Definitely,
minutes.
Yeah.
Other people can do things, but
Yeah.
Oh, time's always so short.
I know. Well, I'll be sure to come back and visit another time though. This has been great.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, am I still soaking wet since I've been by the fire?
You're actually... half of you still wet. The half nearest to the fire still wet.
Okay.
She's like, the fire's just acting out. It's a little rebel.
Naturally. That's okay. Alright, well thank you for the cookies and your canvas.
She's like, absolutely. You heading out?
Oh wait, I'll have to go now. I'll just
She
start
hands you
going
a
now.
watch, like a pocket watch. These are usually rather expensive, but this one's kind of... it looks broke. And she's like, don't be late.
Okay.
And she kind of just pushes you out, just like, ta-ta.
Okay.
And you're out of the house, unless you're going to fight about it. She just kind of pushes you out, and you're outside the house, only you're outside the other side of the house, and you have to walk around.
Okay.
And,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
just gonna leave.
I'll put the puppet back. Do I still have the broken watch?
You do have a broken watch.
Okay. That's fun. Okay. Yeah, I'll just head around the house and
Head back to town.
Yep.
It's amazingly quick, like last time, only this time, there's sort of this, like, slope that's really slippery. And you kind of slip a bunch as you go down there, but it's fine other
Oh,
than that.
I wanted to slide down it like a slide.
You can absolutely try.
fail to roll, and it's
And
painful
die.
and horrible.
Well, that's that visit with Bogdan, and that's half the day.
Sweet.